Mike Flanagan takes a crack at a 51-year-old dead horse. Zack Snyder returns to his roots. And is AI considered a slur now?
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller?
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Pete.
And I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And we have a great show for you today. Tyler's sequestered himself to his billion-dollar mansion that resides within the walls of his mother's house. And what's up, Tyler?
I don't know. There's something going around.
Yeah.
I don't feel good.
There is something going around. I got a little bit of like a chest cold bug, and you could probably hear it in my voice, and you're going to hear some terrifying coughing later in the episode. Mm-hmm. I sound like I have a smoker's cough, like I'm Cruella de Vil. So listeners, have no fear. I'm okay. I'm not dying. I'm asthmatic. So every little thing is
privy to lung issues.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But classmates, you should worry about me because I might be dying.
Okay. Yeah, Tyler smokes like a chimney. Actually, you know, you haven't been smoking.
No, I don't.
You've been smoking a lot less lately.
Yeah.
When are you going to actually give it up, though?
I don't know. Probably never.
Tomorrow. How about that?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop tomorrow.
Be better. Do better.
Well, happy June 1st. Happy Pride Month.
Yes.
To all of our
I forgot.
LGBTQI plus members who are listeners.
Yeah.
If we have any out there.
I confirm I know we at least have a couple.
Okay.
I know for sure.
I think we do.
Well, thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely appreciate you.
Oh, we have.
But yeah, I mean, like, no, it sucks. Like,
What, Pride Month?
Pride Month?
Wait a minute.
I like Tyler's command of conversation flow.
I'm just saying it sucks not to be in the studio. Come on.
Why you're in your cuddly bed? You got to sleep in today.
Where's Lucas? I don't see him.
Instead of your normal 20 minutes late, you're 30 minutes late today.
You didn't even have to drive anywhere, and you're still late.
Jesus
How is
Christ!
that possible?
You're one to talk, Joseph.
What are you talking about?
You're always late.
Well, at least I say I'm going to be late.
Yeah, Joseph at least checks in. He's like, I'm gonna be about 5 minutes late. Like, got it. Tyler's call time 12:15. 20 messages later, not one, not even a response,
Not even an answer of a phone.
not
call.
even I picked up the phone. I had to put my thumb to the touch screen to actually dial your ass, and you didn't even answer. What was the answer? Why were you late?
Because I had to restart my router.
I forgot that your phone is controlled by your router. Can't take a phone call while your router's rebooting.
I'm sorry, I don't have my
got-
phone on me all the time.
He's got limited minutes.
Only when you have a call time for the show that you host.
I'm not hosting today.
He's on a phone plan from
Oh, okay.
2008 where you have minutes.
I forgot Tyler's not on the show when he's not leading. He doesn't care about the episodes that he doesn't host.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's like, what? Brave little toaster? I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your review on Letterboxd. I'll talk about that later.
You saw my review on it?
Yeah. We
Yeah,
got,
I saw.
got a little preview.
I saw. So, anyways, thank you to everyone on the YouTube Live and otherwise, and of course the OG classmates in podcast land. Let's get right into some Gab and Chatter.
Find some charity, ye lad. Now's the time for Gab and Chatter.
Gab and Chatter movie news of the week. Tyler, lead us off.
All right, so new Exorcist director Mike Flanagan is terrified to be taking on the horror classic.
He's terrified.
So,
I would be
This is-
terrified. I would be terrified.
Like he's nervous.
Yeah.
well, yes, of course, because it's such a beloved franchise. Yeah, well, the reason why, this is news to me as well, is because I didn't realize Mike Flanagan was going to direct a new Exorcist movie.
Yeah,
thought
that's the story.
Yeah, like I have full faith in him because apparently I haven't seen The Exorcist Believer, which was supposed to like lead off like into a new franchise of
You
The
could skip
Exorcist.
it. It's not good.
Yeah, don't watch it.
I figure as much. And so when I saw this story, I was very like, holy shit, Mike Flanagan, The Exorcist, count me in.
So you're on board.
Yeah. So he was at a it was an ATX festival in Austin, Texas. I don't know what ATX is, but
Austin,
he was at
Texas.
Okay. Thank you for that. God damn it.
Can't make me laugh like that right now. I'm dying. Oh God.
Wow.
ATX. It sounds like a graphics processing card.
Yeah,
It kinda does,
Like a
yeah.
Radeon.
Radeon ATX 98,000.
Well, so he was asked a question about his involvement with this new Exorcist movie, and he said, "I'm terrified. No, actually, let me rephrase that. He said, quote, for The Exorcist specifically, I'm fucking terrified.
Ooh.
And the reason being is because he feels like there's like an immense amount of pressure put on him right now to bring back the good name of The Exorcist. And I have full faith in him that he will be able to pull it off.
I'm going to be cautiously optimistic because I do like Flanagan. I think he's got a really good eye for interesting and creepy stuff. Midnight Mass was fantastic. Doctor Sleep I thought was really fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Fall of House of Usher, but I think he's got I think he respects the properties in a way, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I think like no matter what you do with The Exorcist, I think it's kind of like a losing battle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a professional boxer that agrees to fight a woman.
It's like the odds are against you.
You're either gonna lose and everyone
Right.
laughs at you for losing to a girl, or you're gonna beat her and everyone's like, why'd you fight it?
Why'd you beat a girl?
You beat a girl up? Good for you. You know?
Well,
She
it's kind
asked
of
me
like the
to.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. It's just like he's beating up an old man, or this old man beats him up. There's no winning.
Yeah. People really like Mike Flanagan and like the stuff that he's made. I've only seen, I mean, Doctor Sleep, obviously, in Gerald's Game, and the Haunting series.
You saw the Haunting series?
Yeah, Hill House and Bly Manor. And he's got a very smooth, kind of muted dark tone style to his work.
Yeah.
That's kind of present throughout. But people like really like Mike Flanagan, where they'll be like anything he's attached to, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah.
I'm like I'll watch it, but I'm not like a stand for Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, neither am I. I think he's got a successful track record, but I'm not gonna beat down the door to go watch the next thing. I liked Hush too. That was good.
Oh yeah.
I think
Gerald's
Midnight Mass was probably like his breakthrough into like the.
I think he was already pretty well established at that point. I don't think Midnight Mass has as big of an audience as you might think it does. Although the people that watched it seemed to love it because I thought it was great.
Yeah, I know it was really great. But I guess what I'm saying is like Midnight Mass is like kind of what put him like on the map for other people saying, "Oh, Mike Flanagan's doing that." I think we're gonna check that out.
Kevin from Real Spoilers is in the chat. He says look what he did with Doctor Sleep. Huge undertaking. Took a sequel to a beloved horror movie and made it something I think pretty impressive.
Oh, it was.
And then added a top hat. For some reason.
Eric's also in the chat. He wants to know how many good Exorcist movies there have been. He only saw the first one.
Well, Exorcist 3, of course.
We covered that on this show, and I thought that was pretty good. Better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had Brad Dourif.
I still wouldn't call it a classic by any means, though.
But you wouldn't call it a classic? What?
No.
Why?
It has that one really cool scene that everybody points out with the big scissors.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, it's pretty good. Joe Bridges in the chat says, Flanagan's the master of better than average quality Stephen King-esque movies and series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call him polished gothic, his style.
Polished gothic. That's actually a really great description for his
because
work.
it's like all the rough edges are smoothed off with this stuff.
I mean, he's taken two Stephen King properties, Gerald's Game and then The Shining with the Doctor Sleep, which is, I think Doctor Sleep's also a book, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's the actual sequel to The Shining, the book.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So Mike Flanagan, he's afraid to take on such a legendary IP.
Good for him. The balls to have to.
He
do
doesn't
that.
have to do it.
No, it's almost.
Of course, he doesn't have to do it. It's just I like the humbleness of it all.
He's like Felix Baumgartner standing on the edge of that giant hot air balloon in the stratosphere, getting ready to dive to Earth. No one put you up there, but goddamn, that's got to be scary. Jumping out of that space
Guys, I'm scared.
balloon.
I'm scared. I'm up here and I'm scared.
Yeah.
He did in the article. He did say, there's some stinkers in the Exorcist series. He didn't go into specifics of what the sequels were.
How many are there?
I think there's 3 total. 3 sequels before Believer. Was Exorcist 5.
Exorcist 3 was the last one.
No, 3 sequels. I think there was Exorcist 2, The Heretic, number 3, and then number 4, which is like Beginnings or some shit like that. And then Exorcist Believer was technically number 5. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Isn't it the Skarsgård?
Chad, you can correct me if you want.
In that one? In the
I don't know.
Before Believer?
I'll probably never see those unless I'm forced to watch this series. It's a whole series. Like I just did with Chucky.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
Oh, it was fine. It was fine. Anything else, Tyler?
No, that's it.
Okay. Awesome. Joseph, what do you got?
Okay, so I have a couple of things. One kind of ties into one of Pete's stories about AI. But first, Zack Snyder, our beloved Zack Snyder.
Oh, yes.
Is he beloved? Is he beloved?
Yeah, he's bro-loved.
He's bro-loved.
He's bro-loved.
Yeah.
Bro-loved. Okay.
That's a good term. He is going back to the world of 300 and making is in talks to direct a 300 prequel series at Warner Brothers Television. I had no idea I don't know if there's content like in the graphic novel content that this is going to be based on, which I'm reading this article right now for the very first time.
All right.
Based on
taking
the-
the Tyler approach.
Based on the 1998 comic book series of the
Yeah.
same name, Frank Miller and Lynn Varley, 300 hit theaters in 2007, and it made $28 million at the box office opening day.
Oh, that was okay. I was gonna say that seems low for that.
Opening-
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Opening day. And the Snyder is saying we got the rights back so we can make, if we want it, this prequel series. I don't know what the marketplace is for an incredibly homoerotic, super violent, super sexual movie, but maybe it's perfect.
I mean, who doesn't want that? That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't say better than
300, the movie, has recently received a lot of backlash for glorifying
Really?
recent backlash, allegedly glorifying fascism, racism, and foreshadowing the rise of the alt-right.
What?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I watched it recently a couple months ago. I don't know if I got that, but maybe you have to take another look at it and maybe something's there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can interpret it that way, but it's almost like it's in a time of the world where a foreign nation is attacking you for no reason just because they want to take it and you're standing your ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the foreigners in this particular
Would
time and place are the evil people.
wait, did you just say foreigners? Okay,
I did.
canceled.
I did. I said in this particular time and place in
Canceled.
history, the
Wouldn't-
foreigners are evil and are forced to,
Wouldn't Ramses
Xerxes.
Xerxes army be the fascists in that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In this particular case, the Spartans are just chilling, and then the Persians, which are Iranians,
Yes.
come in and they're like, "We're gonna take your land, and we're gonna destroy you if you don't bow down to me."
I can see the racism part of it because I've heard that before about the portrayal of the enemy as like monsters, essentially.
Yeah,
I can see
I have thoughts about that.
I can see where that comes from, but I mean, I've never read the graphic novel, so maybe it just that all of that just stems from the graphic novel itself.
So think about it in terms of this. You're in a more or less primitive culture, you know, back in the Iron Age or the Bronze Age potentially. No electricity, boats are just starting to become a thing. People are starting to travel the large world scalable boats. People are starting to travel around the world, and world exploration is becoming a new norm. And it's unusual to see people that are outside of your culture because people just don't go that far when they're born. The generations stay in the same place, in the same village, in the same whatever. And all of a sudden you get these people from another land that come in with animals you've never seen, dressed in ways that you've never seen, playing music and instruments that you've never seen in their battle cries. And they come to your nation and what they say is, bow to me or you're dead. That's a monster in my book.
Yeah.
And the whole 300 storytelling device is that it's not Leonidas who's telling the story. It's the guy with
It's this general.
Yeah, the general with the scar across his face. He gets kicked out of battle halfway through.
Yeah.
He goes
Looks
back and
badass.
he tells the story to the rest of the troops. The 300 fell, and he's telling the story about how valiantly they fought to keep their country from these monsters. So his exaggerations of what the Persians looked like are going to be even more grotesque. Oh yeah, they were hideous monsters. Oh, they were 10 feet tall, and oh, they had masks, and you know, this guy had a chopping block for an arm, and he cut people's heads off. You know, I really like the storytelling device of 300. I completely disagree with the whole fascism thing.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
It's so reductive.
I can understand how they could see the fascism of it all, but I don't know. Like, it's just a story. Like, if you're taking it seriously like that,
Now, people do
I
tend to read a lot more into things these days. Like try to maybe read between lines, and especially go back to older movies like this or older stories and content like this. Like, maybe actually that was really racist.
Yeah.
But
I like when people tried to cancel Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder years later, and it didn't take off. Everyone's like, "Yeah, that's kind of the point."
honestly, most people, that's like the one thing where most people are like
They all agree
that they understood what it was doing.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing that he
It is so strange. He got away with it.
and no one else can.
He got away
He
with
pulled it off, the son of a bitch.
Somehow Ben Stiller and Robert Downey Jr. pulled it off. It's
I know.
crazy.
Ben Stiller was a different type of face.
I know.
He was playing.
Because he got most of the hate for that movie for portraying Simple Jack.
Yeah.
And apparently, Warner Brothers is looking to enlist the 2006 film's original production team from the movie 300 to helm this. There's no writer attached. I assume Snyder would be involved with that at some point, or to some degree. But it's in very early stages of development. I have no idea if I'm interested in a prequel series like that.
I mean, like, what would the prequel be about?
I have no idea.
Just raising badass kids and stuff.
Leonidas as a child. Although we got that in the movie. So
Yeah, we already got that in the movie.
Maybe
I
it's
don't know.
like 300 years before 300. I have no idea. I don't know.
300 years before.
Maybe it's going to be about that Quasimodo looking guy.
Oh, yeah. All right, now Joseph's canceled.
Yeah, his
He's gonna
Hunchback
cancel each other all the time.
Hunchback from Notre Dame. Is that insensitive
Oh
now?
my gosh, that's fascist. Canceled instantly.
You are ugly. I'm ugly.
Out. You're out.
And then my next story. I mean, do you want to do your AI news story first?
Yeah, I'll jump into it because we got kind of a bevy of AI content. Not the bad kind of AI content, more of an AI discussion. First off, Steven's in the chat and he says, "Hey, Montreal is where they shot 300." So maybe they're gonna.
Is that right?
Maybe they'll come back and shoot it there, Steven. We'll see. So AI is the hot topic right now. Everybody's either running from it or running towards it, right?
Yeah.
It's, condemn this project for using AI for these 3 scenes or this, script outline or this whatever it is. And I have kind of a mix. Joseph's got one bit of a story and I got one or two here. And one of them, I'm going to air this is more on the benevolent side of AI. And I want to take just a second to really talk about the difference between generative AI and then other AI, this quote unquote AI, right?
AI as a more
As
of
tool.
as a tool.
Yeah. So the one thing is generative AI is the idea that you're taking an AI system, a smart learning computer program, and you're feeding it information. The source of the information in most of these generative AI programs and algorithms is the open internet. And it can take everything that it finds on the internet, recontextualize it, take bits and pieces of it, and then create a new piece of art. What you're doing with that is stealing artists' art. It's literally like taking a collage of other people's art and putting it together and saying, look, I made this. This is all my art. And I know that there's a little bit like Andy Warhol's pop art and all that kind of stuff is essentially basically doing that. And
but at least a person is doing it.
Yeah, he's still. And I have a lot of things I have a lot of thoughts about Andy Warhol and like Mr. Brainwash from Exit Through the Gift Shop, that great documentary.
Right.
But all that aside, that's generative AI. It's taking a fixed pool of information that's fed to the artist or this quote unquote artist app, and then it's recreating something new from stolen content, essentially.
Yeah.
Without giving any sort of credit.
Without credit
or compensation.
My thoughts are that eventually one day generative AI, you'll be able to have your own generative AI. And let's just say you're an artist and you've created 1,000 paintings of a particular style. And you can feed all of just your paintings into this pool and say, I want you to generate me this painting of something I've never painted before, and it's going to do it in your style. And that's
okay.
And in my head, that's okay because you're using your own stuff as a reference point, and you're basically transfiguring your own crap.
Yeah.
I still think it's kind of weird, but it's not like morally bankrupt, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you've created all those pieces of work, and now I don't have to spend 100 hours on a painting.
Correct.
Which is, I don't know. I feel like that really diminishes your own work.
I think it does too. I think that there's going to be.
We're not even at that stage of it yet.
This is just what I think is going to be down the road. And I think that there's going to be like stamps of approval or like certified organic stamps on projects, art projects now that say certified human only, no AI used at all. that sort of thing. It's going to happen. I guarantee.
I feel like something like that would benefit someone who's consuming someone else's art. Like AI generate me a piece from this person's art for like a cheaper price. Like they can have their own custom pieces that they paint by hand that are sold for, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or whatever. Generate me this other like lower kind of quality for like $50.
I mean, a Claude Monet like painting goes for like millions.
Yeah.
So like that would be, I could definitely see that.
There's already social media sites that are popping up that are certified AI free sites. Cara Cara is one. Brianna joined that recently. It's for a place for artists to share their work.
I've heard about this.
Just like on Instagram or whatever, where you can get your audience, but there's zero chance there's AI. And if you have AI art that people are sharing on their page, you can report it and get them kicked off the program. And it's like, because I blew up a little bit at Tyler last week because I brought to the surface that he posts and reshares AI, big titty goth girls all the time on his Instagram page. And when I asked him if he knew it was AI, he said, "Yeah, so what?" After all these discussions we've had, and you say that you're on the side of artists and and AI has no place in the arts, and you agree with this, but then at the same time you're like, "Yeah, so what? I got a boner. Sue me."
I wouldn't go that
What
far.
about the hardworking Rule 34 artists and furry artists?
I mean, what do you expect me to say? Like, I
don't support those pages. If the page says in the headline of like the subject of the page is AI,
or it's tagged,
and almost every one of them, when I pop on it and on Tyler's page and I go to the page that he shared, it says right in the subject line AI. And it's like, just once you see it, just get out of there. Don't do it anymore. Don't support it.
He's lying to you.
There's hundreds of thousands of people are upvoting and liking and sharing and commenting on these pages, and there's toiling artists that are doing as good or better work that are getting no traction with a human hand building it. I blew up a little bit about you, but it's just something I feel passionate about because, like, Brianna is an artist, and she has actually lost out on work because of AI already. And she's a struggling artist. She's a freelance graphic designer. People are just like, pop it into a search engine and it's done. So to me, the difference between something like Photoshop generative fill, where what do they call that?
It's like content aware.
Content aware, yeah.
Which was already something something involved with Photoshop, but now they have like an enhanced version, which is AI generative, which still uses whatever image you have in there
on the canvas,
and then just either expands upon it.
Yeah, and it's like that. To me, that's a tool, and you're using the work piece that's in front of you. It doesn't have. It's not searching the internet for other things to basically steal. So the AI buzzword is becoming like this witch hunt for people like Joseph and myself who are very passionate about it. And you hear, oh shit, here's the actual story that the composer for Furiosa used AI in his production of his score for the movie. And here's a quote from the story on Variety. Hulkenberg even incorporated elements of AI technology into the score. Rather than run from it, he chose to engage with the new ideas. Quote, "I used AI to make deep fake voices from another voice. I'd actually used it, not for the voices, but what if the surround sound was a drum rhythm, or the source sound was from a drum rhythm, and what if the designation sound was an electric guitar? But the software doesn't know what to do with all that, so it gave us a really happy accident, and we were able to use throughout the score." So
he was essentially experimenting with a tool,
correct,
built into whatever he uses.
He took a voice, he put the voice into it, and then created a different sounding voice from it. But he's still feeding his own voice or someone else's voice into it.
Right.
And then he took a drum rhythm and put that into the program and said, "Hey, computer, interpret this drum rhythm into a guitar somehow." And the computer goes,
"What the fuck are you talking about?"
And then it pops out some crazy guitar sound. And he goes, "Ooh, that's interesting. I'm going to take a piece of that, and I'm going to take a piece of this, and I'm going to put it together, and I'm going to make a sound out of it."
Yeah, Eric, that's a good point. It's not. I mean, it's sampling.
Yes.
But it's like a very modern version of sampling. It's like not sampling the traditional sense
and
of
it's like,
sampling.
and it's sampling your own stuff. It's almost like the way that Daft Punk takes songs, and he'll take like one beat
of a
song, slow it down, play it 3-4 times in a row,
flip it, reverse it.
yeah, lay it down, flip it, and reverse it, and then they make this then they add a billion other things on top of it, make this amazing song.
Oh, you brought up farts, Eric?
Wonderful, thank you. See, but in this case, it's his own farts.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, wonderful! This is great. He's exhausted his farts. Thank you. AI farts has science gone too far? All right, so to me, that's a tool. It's almost like a processor. You put this sound in, you get a different sound out. It's like taking a guitar pedal and putting it on your guitar, and you make it talk. You're like, ooh.
Like Eric Clapton.
Yeah, Eric Clapton or some
Peter
bullshit.
Frampton, actually.
Or horror movie composer making creepy sounds. They're like, I'm gonna take a freaking violin bow and drag it across this, wood saw, and wobble it and make a crazy sound out of it, and then I'm gonna slow that down and lay it, put it in a giant echo room and smash a basin of water on the ground and see what happens. Mm-hmm. It's like making Foley artists making stuff, but they're using these new tools. It's not stealing anybody's stuff. So I saw that story and I saw like kind of this witch hunt instantly happening for this composer from Furiosa, which apparently he's like a divisive figure.
Seeing just the two little letters and not as a headline, on a headline can be like triggering, especially nowadays.
Yeah, it's like a slur now.
And then you look more into it. Hopefully, people look more into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, people are right to be cautious and borderline offended by seeing that involved in something like Furiosa, something as big as like Furiosa was.
It got me to click on the link for sure, and I read the whole article.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I'm like, how is this AI for the music now? Oh boy, let's see what this is.
Yeah, like when I was going to see Laying with the Devil, I didn't know about that until I had it was like the day of I read the article that I found out about it. I was like, well, I guess I'll go find out tonight what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's just
how effective it was, or
yeah. So.
A couple comments in the chat. Dave Likes Movies is in the chat. He says, you guys should review Soul Man in 1986. See how that holds up. That's the one where the guy paints himself black and tries to get into college.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's on my watch list, actually. And then he also says, YouTube has new AI check asking to you if you've used it so you can change someone's voice and stuff like that. Yeah, we've noticed that when we upload videos now, you have to check a box, yes or no, if
it's
you have
been used.
AI has been used in your production.
Interesting.
And then he also says it's time to replace Tyler as a co-host with an AI version called Robo Tyler. There's
like Robo Mr. Krabs.
Yeah. maybe
fine.
maybe
you know what? If that's what the audience wants, that's what the audience will get.
No, it's called a taste your own medicine, Tyler.
Taste my own medicine.
Your job is being replaced by AI. Will you take it seriously now?
I will take it seriously if I am replaced.
So those are kind of the two things I wanted to touch on. Joseph, you had a little bit too.
Yeah. So along with like a whole streaming service that you can AI generate TV shows.
Oh yeah, that was the next thing. It was like the big scary is that it's called where is it? I had it here. It's called Showrunner. It's a complete AI streaming service called Showrunner.
Yeah, and you can generate your own TV shows.
Yeah, you put in a prompt for what do you want it to be about and who it stars, and
God,
fuck that.
God,
that is.
I don't know. That sounds fun.
No.
Why?
Why do I need that?
Yeah, why do we want?
It just sounds fun. Like anyone.
Maybe
can
it does
create
sound
their
fun,
own...
but arguably it's a very not good thing.
I am actually very curious to see what it looks like because I can't imagine that anybody with a discerning palate of any degree, and that sounds so pompous, but anybody who gives a fuck about what they're putting into their eyes and ears are going to watch an AI generated show created from scratch on the fly and choose to use their time for that on a regular basis. It just seems like a melting of your mind of society. Go ahead, Tyler.
I was gonna say all I'm saying is that like it sounds fun for like just like recreationally, like not to be taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't
so-
watching TV shows a recreational thing?
Of course it is. But
So why
I'm
do I need to another
No,
thing?
it's about the people who are creating it themselves. Like it's fun for them to do.
Then create a TV show.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's fun for the showrunners, or is it fun for the viewer who's making the
It's
show?
Fun
No,
for
it's
the
fun-
customer, not fun for the people who work in that
it's
industry.
it's fun for the showrunner. Like or I don't even know how it would work exactly, but the idea of being able to create your own TV show
So imagine
through AI
imagine
through
this,
AI
Tyler.
without the intent of profit.
But they
I
are
think that would be
profiting.
fun.
They are profiting from it though, because they're selling you the service,
Sure.
and they're filling it with nothing, a program that they bought or created or whatever, and then all the people that would normally go into making a TV show or series, writers, directors, gaffers, blockers, editors, distribution people, PR people, all the entire industry of people essentially being put out of work because you wanted to watch a raccoon who's an astronaut drawn in the style of a comic book show with five episodes in the first season. And you put that into your little search bar and it said, "Hold on, Tyler, I'm generating that for you." Boop, 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 boop.
I think I probably misunderstood it. Like maybe I was thinking like the everyman can go like onto this whatever AI program and create a show through AI. And I mean, for myself, if there was a program like that, that would be fun. It'd be like, oh wow, like I put in these actors.
That's exactly what it is, but you're paying the service for it. I mean, all we're saying is that's the benevolent version of the AI buzzword is this, in my opinion, this musician who's using these is kind of as a tool to create some new interesting stuff on top of all the traditional versions of music. And the evil version of it is we're going to make our own streaming service where we don't have to pay anybody to do it. And you just come in with as a user, type in the prompt that you want, and you generate an entire show out of it.
That I don't agree with.
That's what you just said.
That's what this is. That's what the story is.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I was just saying that.
And it does sound,
Like,
it sounds interesting. Just like just watching, like doing Chat GPT and saying, "Hey, Chat GPT, can you post make a picture of me and Joseph and Tyler together at the top of the Grand Canyon? Because we're never going to actually go there. So let's do it." And then we have this great
We're not.
fun picture of the three of us framed forever.
No, because we can just get AI to do it.
Yeah, because we're just going to get AI to do it.
We don't have to experience anything.
We just
Okay.
turn into the people in WALL-E and just float around and just pretend like life's happening around us.
Beyond those rascals.
The floating rascals, yeah. So sorry I cut you off.
No, it's
Joseph,
okay.
but-
It's okay. Because the Tribeca Film Festival, a pretty big film festival, is announced that it will host something called Sora Shorts, and Sora is the new video-based AI software,
It's happening.
and it's going to screen AI-generated short films that were created. It's going to have a whole category, a whole segment of that festival that's for screening AI-generated short films.
Dude, what the fuck?
It's Sora has not been released to the public yet, and is still new. Is very new, even for the most seasoned AI filmmakers. I had no idea that was a thing.
I didn't know either.
But OpenAI
Jesus.
gave the cohort of 5 directors early access to the program, so long as they agreed to the filmmaking terms surrounding AI, as negotiated last year with the Directors Guild of America, Writers Guild of America, and the SAG after guilds.
Isn't this what they went on strike for?
Yes,
Isn't that like the whole point of this whole strike?
exactly.
We're limiting
Right.
AI, but we're going to do our own.
The one specific director, Nikyatu Jusu, the director of the Sundance Grand Jury Prize winner Nanny, is among the 5 filmmakers who will screen Sora-made movies at the Tribeca Film Festival this month in June at the Tribeca Film Center screening room. The other filmmakers are Bonnie Discapolo, Ellie Fumbi, Reza Sixos, Safai, and Michaela Ternaski Holland. Remember those names.
They roll right off the tongue.
I'm gonna pop quiz coming up randomly. Discapolo, one of the directors, is known as an actor for being in Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and has had films play at Tribeca, South by Southwest, and Fantastic Fest. And it kind of goes on to talk about these other directors, like their works, other than maybe smaller parts in filmmaking they've had part in. Tribeca is rooted in the foundational belief that storytelling inspires change. Humans need stories to thrive and make sense of our wonderful and broken world. The co-founder of and CEO of Tribeca Enterprises said, "Sometimes these stories come to us as a feature film, an immersive experience, a piece of art, or even an AI-generated short film. Up until recently, an AI-generated short film. I can't wait to see what this group of fiercely creative Tribeca alumni come up with. They're not coming up with it though. Fucking."
They type stuff onto a paper and do a prompt to Joseph.
Yeah, it's great to see how these
They work their
filmmakers
ass off.
are extending their creativity with Sora, and we are honored for their works to debut at the Tribeca Festival. The COO of OpenAI, Brad Lightcap, we've got to go to his house, pay him a visit.
Pay him a visit. What does that mean?
We're excited for their short films and eager to learn how we can make Sora a better tool for all creatives. I don't know why are you doing this? I don't understand.
Why are you doing
Why?
this?
How dare you? How dare you?
The OpenAI company also came under fire recently from Scarlett Johansson, who alleged CEO Sam Altman approached her about using her voice for the latest ChatGPT model, only to decline and see the company create a voice that sounds eerily like her. Altman has said the voice is not Johansson's or meant to mimic Johansson. Rather, it is the natural speaking voice of a hired actress. He also stated that the Sky voice was cast before OpenAI reached out to Scarlett Johansson. So
I heard that.
Things are eerily close. Like Scarlett Johansson being like, "No, I don't want to be a part of that," and then like, "Okay, let's find someone who sounds almost exactly like her."
According to her, she was given the offer, she declined it, and then a month later she was given it again, and they said, "Are you sure?" And she says no, and the next day they released.
Like, okay,
they had it ready to go, basically.
Yeah,
we already did it.
We're gonna do it whether or not you want it or not.
My guess is that they did it anyway, and then they found someone who sounds kind of like her, and like, no, this is the actress.
I think that's probably accurate, but they honestly probably got the actress to sound like her first. Programmed the program off of it and said, no, if we get Scarlett to
put the name on.
Yeah, they're probably smart enough to realize that they can figure out how they backwards engineered that.
Yeah,
So
AI continues to destroy the creative world that we live in, and doesn't seem to be stopping. And Tyler, you're not helping us.
Oh Jesus!
What am I doing?
We just talked about it. You keep posting AI, resharing AI pictures of goth girls and vampires.
From now on, you will speak only when.
There's a lot of
innocent though.
No, it's not.
It's not innocent.
It's not innocent.
How is it not innocent?
Because you're showing your support. They are getting more eyes on their quote unquote work
and money. They make money off of those
because of you, not just you.
They make money off of me reposting that stuff.
But also, yeah.
What's the whole point? When Instagram pages that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of followers, and they get hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views and likes on them, they have advertising programs, just like YouTube, just like Twitter and Facebook, and all these places. They make money off of those pages.
Well,
and then guess what? And then when you're incentivizing AI pages that take almost no effort to do, you just click a bunch of buttons and you make a bunch of big titty goth girl art and reshare, and everybody reposts it. Other people are gonna be mimicking that business model, and then your beloved artists that are actually making that work are eventually gonna die off because no one gives a fuck about it anymore. And there's gonna be this black market for big titty goth anime art. And you're gonna have to pay $1,000. You're gonna have to pay more than a cost for your beloved Supreme T-shirt to buy one pixelated JPEG of a big titty goth waifu.
Well, I mean, if that's the price I have to pay for a waifu.
You don't have to though. You don't have to. Just don't support that bullshit. Just stop it. Make a choice. Make a choice, boy.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to do more research on what I repost on things that I like that's on my feed.
Just think with your brain, not your boner. That's all I'm saying.
You be living in you don't want to live in hypocrisy, Tyler.
Yeah. Or maybe we do. Anything else you got?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get right into some streaming picks.
movies.
Wanna watch a movie?
Yes, I do. Disney Plus, HBO Max.
If I don't get the pick, show's over.
I have grown accustomed to Hulu Plus.
Amazon Prime.
I like Netflix.
Streaming picks. And before I get to Tyler, I forgot I have a couple messages from the class I wanted to read.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, Mitch Burns wrote in. He has a new movie for the Wheel of Punishment, which we have not been utilizing very much.
Oh, okay.
So I think we need to do we need to do something soon. Maybe I'll make up a game and we can play some games. And
What's the movie?
the movie's called The Legend of Cat Claws Mountain.
The Legend of Cat
What?
Claws Mountain.
It's a new release. It came out this year.
Oh, okay.
And it might not even be out yet. There's a talking pony involved.
Oh.
That's all, I watched the trailer.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks like a kid's movie, so
Is it animated?
no, it's live action.
Okay.
Honestly, it doesn't look terrible. Sorry, Mitch, but it doesn't look like something I would ever.
Did he watch it? Has he seen
No,
it?
he just sent me the trailer. He said, "What the fuck is this? I don't know what it is, but it needs to go on the Wheel of Punishment."
Okay.
Listener Steven wrote in and he says, I just watched Late Night with the Devil. Holy shit, that was way back when. He agrees, but he also says, Fear and Loathing, great book, bad movie.
Interesting.
Johnny Depp is fantastically annoying. Garbage, he says. Basura. And he says, and I romanticize a 2-week drug bender, LOL. Movie still blows, though.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad of a movie at all. But the book is really great. I encourage everyone to check that one out.
Then we had a message to the website, mcfcpodcast.com. Philip Moore wrote in, and he says, hey, guys, love your guys' podcast. And a clarification for Tyler, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre was 1974. That's 50 years ago, not 40. Last week's episode, you were talking about the 40th anniversary over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the correction.
Yeah. Also, and he says he wants us to review Pulp Fiction. So,
Okay.
Is Philip? Is he on the Patreon? I think he's on the Patreon, right?
I don't know.
I think.
All right. Well, yeah. I've been avoiding putting Pulp Fiction on the wheel because I thought, it's been talked about ad nauseum. But if there's someone who wants to hear our noise about it,
it could be one of your donated movies. I've done that before. If someone sends in a recommendation and they're not necessarily on the Patreon, I've done that with Patreon people too. They're like, "Hey, want to watch this?" I'm like, "Shit, I'll just make it one of mine because I want to watch it this week." So thanks for writing in, Philip. Appreciate that, buddy. And then a message from Joel Shinneman. Who we have.
Shinneman.
There was a message from Jack, but it was to all of us.
Oh, we have on the board. Where is Joel? I could have sworn I have Joel on the board. Oh, here he is.
Hell yeah.
There he is. He says, hey, I wanted to chime in on Tyler's quip about the light bulb. That's your story last week about the Pulp Fiction, what's in the briefcase.
Yeah.
And you made that little
the joke
really super funny joke
about it being a light bulb.
Yeah.
He said
that was a very proud moment in my life.
He says, do better.
What?
Do you have anything?
I can't believe
a response.
Do you have a retort?
Joel?
A rebuttal?
A
Let's see you
rebuttal?
come up with something better.
Yeah.
You'd had to been there. Like it was
gold.
Everyone was like,
and then they laughed and laughed and laughed.
And everybody clapped.
That's absolutely,
Everybody clapped. Yeah.
Everybody. No,
I got a standing ovation, and I left.
Standing O.
He got a 27-minute standing ovation.
I wouldn't call it a 27-minute, but everyone's like, oh, yeah, that Tyler, he's
outrageous Tyler.
He's I wouldn't say outrageous. It's like, oh no, he's a clever guy.
Wow, this guy, he's got something.
This guy's working on in 5D chess right here. I did ask Joel. I said, in case Tyler asks, what you could think you could do better. I said, what do you think? A is in the briefcase, and B would be a better comeback. And he says, that's a fair question. I think the answer to both is silence, which of course is golden. He's basically saying, mind your business.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Love it. Good, Joel.
That's why he's the best. That's why he's the best.
Jack sent us a message saying that Joseph, was 100% correct about not taking much to be better than Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah. At me.
Yeah.
At me on Twitter. Okay, so
Stream picks.
yeah, Tyler, what you got for streaming picks this week?
Yeah, I have a streaming pick. It's the Clove Hitch Killer.
Oh, okay.
2018. Holy shit, this movie is really great. And I have a review on my letterbox. Let me just pull it up right here.
Hello. Come along, won't you? As Tyler reads his own letterboxed reviews. This is me, myself, and Tyler.
All right, Tyler, go ahead. Go ahead with your letterbox reviews of the Clove Hitch Killer.
Okay. I rated this a 5-star movie.
Ooh,
A++.
Yeah. Not A+, but yeah, it was an A for sure. But so it goes like this. This was an incredible movie with great cinematography and a unique story. The one thing that threw me off was that the main character shared my name. Tyler the Perv comes to mind in one of the scenes that made me laugh out loud. I was hoping for a better twist, however, the pacing and storytelling kept my attention. This movie kind of reminded me of the show Mindhunters on how it was shot in the color grading.
Ooh.
I would highly recommend this movie for anyone who is a fan of thrillers. Grade A and a report.
Oh, interesting. What made you want to pick this movie? Where did this come out of nowhere?
It was recommended by a dear friend of mine.
Oh, someone who may be in the chat.
I don't believe that they are.
So you won't listen to our recommendations.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Hey, look,
Had two movies in the last month that Tyler came in and said, this mysterious dear friend who, how dear of a friend can you be, not even being named on the show? And, oh yeah, this person, dear friend, recommended to me. Much more dear than my two best friends that I do a goddamn podcast with. It's been 4 years giving you recommendations, not one you've listened to.
That's not true.
Not one.
That's
Name
not
one.
true.
Name one.
That's not true. Well, you put me on the spot.
Actually, the Clove Hitch Killer, I recommended you on the show because I watched it and reviewed it.
Stream picked it years ago.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, dear friend.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah,
you.
yeah.
See, there we go.
I feel the love. I feel it.
mental?
But yeah, no, this movie is just it was so captivating. And like you could like there's obvious tells of like who the killer is and whatnot. Like you know where the story is going, but the way that they get to the end is just really fun. And there's at one point there was at one point where I thought, oh wow, I don't think this guy is the killer. And I'm not talking about.
No, I
Okay.
haven't. I almost.
I'm not gonna spoil it or anything, but there was at one point where I was thinking, oh man, like is it really like someone that he's like hiding in the house or something, and he's just doing these misdeeds? But yeah, it was good. It was a really, really great watch. And if you haven't seen it, but if you're a fan of Mindhunters, the TV show on Netflix by David Fincher, it's definitely a high recommend for sure.
I agree with the vibe of like the color grading, kind of the vibe of the show a little bit. I think Mindhunters is a way more complete and comprehensive movie, but Clove Hitch Killer's got a good kind of solid start to finish narrative, and it's got some interesting characters that surprised me.
Yeah. I think the teenager girl character could have been fleshed out a little bit more, because she definitely says something that should have affected the story a lot more. And the editing of this movie threw me off a little bit because it's not linear. Like towards the third act, it's not linear. So that definitely keeps you on your toes on like where it's going to go. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it feels like a mystery that you actually want to get to the bottom of, and when you get there, you're like, oh, it's right in front of my face, and it's still very satisfying.
Yeah. Like
It's just good storytelling and good acting.
Yeah, it was just, and then like just like the pacing of the movie as well was very efficient. It worked very well for me.
Nice,
So,
cool.
yeah.
And where's that streaming again?
That actually, you know what? I had to rent it.
okay.
So it's on, but you can rent it on Amazon Prime.
All right, cool. All right, that's Clovitch Killer, Amazon Prime rental. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Joseph, what you got?
Before I give my stream picks, Tyler, I have a challenge for you. Should you choose to accept, which I hope you do.
Okay.
Watch at least one of our streaming picks per week. Like just at least one of them.
And it doesn't have to be the last week. We have probably at this point, I have to say thousands. Of streaming picks. Thousands of streaming picks for you to pick. Probably close. We're 500 episodes coming up here.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 from each of us per week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and whatever you stream pick that I haven't seen, I'll also watch.
Oh, I like that.
Just a little trade.
I'll jump in on that too, because there hasn't been many movies that Tyler stream picked that I haven't seen. But I'll add it to my. I will.
Like
do that.
I'll watch Clovitch this week.
Clovitch Killer, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, Clovitch Killer is actually streaming for free on Netflix, Hulu, Canopy, and AMC Plus.
Oh wait, what? It was on Netflix. Damn it!
Did you rent it?
Yes.
I rented it on Prime.
Damn it!
Okay.
I didn't
That's
know.
almost as bad as when I wanted to watch Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12 or something like that with Brianna, and I pulled the DVD out from my storage. I put away all my old DVDs.
Yeah.
But I know I had it somewhere, and I pulled it out, and it's like, aha, I have it. And I took it out and then immediately sat down and rented it on YouTube on accident. Like my muscle memory kicked in, and then Brianna's like, "What are you doing?"
It's right there.
You just pulled the disc out. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
$4 down the drain.
Yeah.
All right. I like that challenge, Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your turn.
For my stream picks, I'm going to talk about this kind of a thriller, not really horror movie. It kind of turns into a horror towards the end. Directed by Dave Franco, called The Rental. This is his first and only directorial feature, I think. Streaming on Netflix and Shudder. And this is starring Dan Stevens, Allison Brie, and one Jeremy Allen White.
Oh.
And essentially...
My male crush.
Yeah. Essentially, Dan Stevens and Jeremy Allen White are brothers. Dan Stevens is like it's like an architect or something like that. Like him and this girl, and it's like a couple's getaway trip that they go on, and it's Dan Stevens, his girlfriend, who is Allison Brie, and then Jeremy Allen White, who's his brother, and then his girlfriend, Dan Stevens' characters works with is like his business partner. And so they take a group vacation to an Airbnb on the coast somewhere. And if you guys are familiar with The Wiz, the actor who plays The Wiz in Seinfeld, I don't know his actual name. I think his name Toby Huss.
It always comes back
Toby
to
Huss.
Seinfeld.
Yeah,
He's great.
He plays the like manager of the rental property that they're renting, and it's like this really nice kind of beach house cabin thing. And there's some like a little bit of like turmoil between the couples. The brother, Jeremy Allen White, is kind of a degenerate. He's like has like a record of like having anger issues and like spending time in jail and drugs and stuff. And he's kind of in a middle ground or middle moment right now where he's clean, but he still has some issues. And it's a lot of stuff doesn't really start happening till the third act. But they essentially find one of the girls is taking a shower, and she finds that there's a camera hidden in the shower head, and things start to kind of turn south down there because Dan Stevens cheats on his girlfriend with the business partner, and they're in the shower together, and then they find out like, oh shit, that was recorded. And they think the property manager is responsible for it. And I won't say anything past that because There's some reveals, or a little bit of reveals, and I will say that this movie has a sort of unsatisfying ending, but oddly enough, I was satisfied with the unsatisfying ending because the answers aren't given to you specifically as to why things happen. But the way the story unfolds and stuff, I felt it was good enough, and kind of it made it a little bit more eerie, creepy.
I remember liking this when I saw it a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
I thought Dave Franco directing.
Yeah,
and he did pretty good.
Yeah, it's a well-made, well-directed movie. I wouldn't
a little thriller.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect something like that to come out of Dave Franco, but it was good.
I like the description on IMDb. It just says 2 couples rent a vacation home for what should be a celebratory weekend getaway, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Next, I watched a classic teenage rom-com streaming on Hulu, Disney Plus. This is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, classic. That is classic.
Heath Ledger, Julia Stiers, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, David Krumholtz, Gabrielle Union, Larry Miller, Allison Janney as a pretty hilarious principal, who's also kind of a creep.
I forgot she's in this.
Yeah, she's not in it a whole lot, but she is in it in the beginning, and she's pretty good. And this is a retelling of a Shakespeare story.
Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, Taming of the Shrew.
10 Things I Hate About You, Taming the Shrew.
And this was a really entertaining movie. This is a really fun movie to watch. Like, I wasn't expecting like a whole lot. I just was watching it because I think it was like, I don't know, Saturday night or Sunday night or something like that. And it was like 9 o'clock. And I was like, oh, I want to watch something, but I don't want to watch anything. I wasn't in the mood for anything like heavy or anything like that. And I've only seen the one iconic scene where he is singing on the bleachers.
Oh yeah.
So watched it, and super fun movie.
Cool.
If you haven't seen
I
it,
like that. I like that movie.
if you haven't seen it, and rom-coms or anything, especially like late 90s or mid 90s, then check it out for sure.
Larry Miller's really good in that too. He plays the dad. He's got this very classic sensibility to him, and he fits right at home in that movie. I love Larry Miller.
He's good. I caught up with Run, a movie streaming on Hulu starring Sarah Paulson, and kind of a story similar to the real life story of Gypsy Rose.
Oh yeah, I remember. I saw this last year, I think.
And this was pretty tense, pretty creepy. And there is a reveal that happens in the movie that I won't spoil, but it's this young girl is wheelchair bound for her most of her life, and she's on a lot of medications, and they kind of live out. I don't want to say in the middle of nowhere, but they live out, not in the city. They kind of live almost like it's almost like they're homesteading a little bit. The mom, played by Sarah Paulson, has like this big garden, and she kind of shelters the main character a lot, her child. And Sarah Paulson there's this one scene where Sarah Paulson is just kind of sitting in the kitchen in the background, in the dark. That was like really unnerving. It was like nothing was really happening. She was just like sitting there, and you can see her back there, and it gave me the shivers. It was a little creepy.
I'm not the biggest Sarah Paulson fan, but she was good in this.
Yeah,
her name was Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, good one. This was a good kind of tense, a little bit of a thriller, because you're following a main character who is essentially disabled and can't go anywhere. It's almost like a Misery type situation, but it's instead of however long that story takes, this happens like this is his whole child's like life.
Yeah.
And she doesn't start to realize until she's about to go off to college, or when she should be going off to college, and she's like waiting for her acceptance letters. But yeah, this was a good thrill, I would say. And I'm going to talk about Violent Nature.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes. In A Violent Nature, a new take on the slasher genre that I don't think has really been done before. Sort of a walking simulator slasher movie.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Walking simulator.
Yeah, because essentially the story is you are following a Jason-like slasher who is awakened by these teenagers stealing this necklace that is above where he's buried, and that's how the movie opens.
And his name is Johnny too instead of Jason.
Yeah, it's Johnny.
Johnny more V's.
Yeah. And so these teenagers who are camping, they take the necklace, and that is essentially what was keeping him in the ground, because a decade earlier there was the slaughter of whatever the name of that campsite is, and they go into detail about why that happened later in the movie. But this movie really tests your patience. Mm-hmm. This is a test of how willing you are to keeping your eyes on the screen. And I'm glad I did see it in the movie theater, because I don't know if I could watch this at home for the first time, because I feel like I would have
been distracted.
Been easily distracted, because there are some scenes where he is just walking and you are behind him like a third person video game.
It's like Death Stranding. You're just watching him walk for hella long.
And he's very slow.
He lumber. He doesn't walk, he lumbers.
He saunters.
Yeah.
He moseys.
He definitely does not saunter.
Yeah.
Well, one scene.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, he hits the sprint button and he walks a little faster. He walks at almost a normal pace.
Yeah.
And this is a movie that I ended up enjoying quite a bit, but I didn't really figure it out that I liked it until maybe a day after I watched it, because when it ended, I really wasn't sure what to think about it, because
you seemed a little upset at the ending. Just right when we first got out, because when it ended. Joseph and I saw this in theaters because we happened to be in the same theater. Sometimes we'll see the same movie on opposite sides of Sacramento, because he's in proper Sac and I'm down here in Elk Grove, and in this movie, the entire Sacramento area, there's only one theater playing it on one night for one showing.
Yeah.
And so we both booked tickets, and they were in the same fucking theater. And when it was done, I kind of felt the same way. I was like, I respect a lot about what this movie was, and I needed to digest it. It took me about 2 full days until I really settled into my feelings for it.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, because I'm not a huge fan of the slasher genre. I've seen a couple of them, I could say for sure. I mean, I can't say that I've seen really much of Jason's movies. I've seen Jason X.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Freddy versus Jason.
Now we're talking.
But nothing, I don't think I've seen any of the classic ones. And this movie is just it's very unique. It's very unique. And I would describe it as a very, very dry, dark comedy slasher movie. Because there are moments where it's there's no way they're not expecting us to laugh at this.
There was probably 3 or 4 times when you and I were both laughing in the theater and no one else was laughing, and I'm like, this is funny.
Yeah, it's oddly comedic, and the kills are pretty brutal. There's especially brutal killing, a couple brutal deaths.
Let's just say the yoga kill.
The yoga kill.
Yeah, because everybody dances around this. Oh, that one death.
Yeah,
it's the one in the trailer, and you see him stalking up to a girl doing yoga, and then she turns back and sees him, and she screams, and then it cuts away.
Yeah,
the death in that scene is phenomenal.
Yeah,
and it looks and feels like they really did that, which would be impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn.
Yeah, and it's also kind of a meta movie a little bit. It doesn't
It's like meta light.
It doesn't step outside of the slasher movie. It's not like it's saying this is a slasher movie. It's more like we are watching a slasher movie take place, like a typical slasher movie, where it's campers that are being hunted by this bloodthirsty guy.
Yeah,
and you are just catching up with the campers at different points in this movie that they're in, and via the killer's POV.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the campers' dialogue is intentionally written bad, and acted almost borderline over the top. And I think it all worked really well, and the movie just looks really good.
It's a really well made movie.
Yeah, really well crafted. All practical effects, and very bold in its execution, because it is it dares you. It dares you to like it.
The whole time, it's almost like the filmmakers trolling you to be like, yeah, why don't you just turn it off now? That's all that's going to happen. Because to be honest, like the first 20 minutes, not a ton like killing happens.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't even know who the person is. The guy comes out of the ground, literally comes out of the ground.
Yeah.
Which was awesome in its own right. And through the scenes like that, I was watching like from a production mind. I'm like, how long has that guy been under there? The actor, you know? And then there's a scene where he walks into the water, and it's a really long take. And I'm like, I'm looking for bubbles. I'm looking for something. I'm like, do they have a diver down there with him? Does he got an air bladder down there?
Yeah, what's
an air bladder?
Yeah, do they have like a bubble catch too? Because even if you're using an oxygen tank, there's bubbles come up constantly when you're breathing out.
Yeah.
So do they have like some sort of an inhale here and then exhale here into this tube?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. He's a creature. He's a human, a dead
undead
spirit. Yeah. So my take on this, is this your last streaming pick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
not streaming in theaters.
Yeah, it's in theaters only. It's going to be on Shudder very soon, and it is a Shudder production because they show the logo.
They
at
play
the
the
beginning.
Shudder, yeah.
The John Carpenter's made. Dun 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 dun. Eric's in the chat. He loved this. Dave from Dave's Like Movies says, I only fell asleep once during In a Violent Nature, so not too bad. Eric said he already watched it twice because the second watch is even better. I love that. I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah.
So my kind of take on it really is that I also am not a huge slasher fan. I've watched a ton, and almost always I'm like, they're not having fun with this. This doesn't seem fun enough. Like the concept of the slasher should be either in your face, gory, like terrifying, like actually frightening, or it should be fun. It should be having a lot more fun with it. Jason X, tons of fun. Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, tons of fun. You know, he's the zombie Jason at that point, you know?
Yeah.
Jason X, he's the space station Jason.
Space
with the
Jason.
Metal face mask Jason, his brain's exposed and shit. He cuts someone's arm off and he's still frozen. David Lynch is in that movie, for God's sake.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's in the opening scene. He's the one that like freezes him at the beginning.
Okay.
So like I don't think there's just enough fun being had with it. I think the closest we get to that now is Terrifier, which is you could tell that the creators of the movie are having a ton of fun. I disliked the first one a lot of Terrifier. The second one was much better, still not my cup of tea. It's almost like too mean-spirited in a way, which is hard to say because I loved this. I also gave it 4 stars. And these are some of the most mean-spirited kills I've ever seen on screen. The yoga kill is going to be talked about for the next 100 years of slasher films. I'm saying it right now. The mechanics of how he kills that woman.
Oh God! Yeah.
You're like, how
is this a Mortal Kombat fatality?
That's what it felt like. And the choice of the camera direction of like showing the up close parts of the people's bodies as they're being killed is like, it's like daring you to not watch because it's like it looks like these people are being mutilated. And to be clear, this is a low budget movie. This is a small movie.
Yeah.
So
directed by Chris Nash. I
don't know who that is, but the name is going to be burned into my head hopefully because really really pay attention to this guy. So
I do want like the first kill that happens. They don't show anything really. There's an editing trick that he does where it's like a match cut with his hand.
Is it
It's when he's reaching for the necklace.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
He thinks is it's like ended up being like a dog tag or something.
Yeah.
But there's like his hand is approaching the guy's face, and then it just cuts, and it's covered in blood.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in here, and I think again on a rewatch, I'm going to appreciate it even more. But if I'd never seen a slasher, maybe I wouldn't care it as much. But I feel like it took a genre that's been done to death and made it very interesting to me. Even in the slow parts, the slow walking scenes were compelling because it drove home just how black and white this killing spirit is. It's like all it knows is kill and get the locket. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like a a meat Terminator, a very slow meat Terminator, like a living flesh monster that was gonna has powers beyond our comprehension and cannot be stopped.
Yeah.
And then besides the semi meta twist on the camp killer genre and like the awesome practical effects, I think that the real star of the show is the tension building, because there is so many shots that build tension, and they're almost always rewarded until I won't say any more. But there's a moment where you're leaning in, you're waiting for something to happen, and you're on the edge of your seat waiting for something to happen, and it's almost like it's edging you. It's the whole time, and the whole movie has been his payoff, and then you're edged to death, basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a very memorable movie. I can see this going up on a rewatch for me, so
Yeah.
super fun. Fun's not the right word.
Yeah. Fun? I don't know. But it was
something.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, so I'm gonna blow through a lot of these. We got a lot of activity in the chat. Heather and Dave and Kevin and Jack and Eric, everybody, they're having
Tyler,
all.
you are drenched with sweat right now.
Sorry.
What were you trying to play?
There's a bunch of drops here that are missing, so I'm just trying to figure out what I have and don't have.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, thank you for everybody for being in the chat. It's a really fun chat today. We can't comment on all of this stuff, but please come hang out in the chat if you're a podcast listener. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to go in order of worst to best, because I watched a bunch of stuff this week, and some of it was really bad.
I'm curious on a couple of them that you watched.
First one, Unfrosted. Worst of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Worst of the week. 1.5 stars.
Nice.
Lazy, unfunny. I wanted it to be good, but damn. It's like half of the jokes weren't even jokes. They're just like commenting on what's happening on screen.
Yeah.
They're referencing what's happening, and it's like, I got that reference. It wasn't funny, though. Every character, not one character besides the children, are like someone that I didn't recognize.
Right.
Every single person is like, oh my God, that's fucking Bobby Cannavale or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Bobby Moynihan.
It's just a bunch of comedians, right?
Yeah,
SNL cast members.
A lot of SNL cast members. Oh, there's Kyle Mooney. Oh, there's what's his name? Literally everybody you see, you're like, I recognize that guy.
Yeah.
And they all did fine for what they are doing, but the content was bad.
Yeah.
They were trying to do like a Weird Al, the Weird Al Yankovic story, the Weird Al Yankovic story type movie, but it was just not done right.
Mm-hmm.
So don't watch that. That's on Netflix. Also on Netflix right now that you should not watch, Madam Web, 2 stars, bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes. Her powers are basically like Final Destination powers.
Premonitions.
She can see people's deaths on the horizon, but we don't get to see the cool deaths. We see one instance of that in the movie. Like somebody, and you're like, oh shit, that person's dead. I thought they were a main character. And then it kind of rolls it back and you're like, oh, that was a vision. And you're like, okay, that was kind of cool. I like that. Because I got to see what it really kind of shocked me. They did that one time. And the premonitions is basically the whole movie is these premonitions happening, and then her going back to like change the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept thinking, okay, they're going to unlock another spider power soon. She's going to be able to have some strength or shoot webs or anything, but she has none.
Yeah.
It's just that one power.
Mm-hmm.
She takes down the bad guy twice with a car. She hits him with a car twice. And the bad guy is so OP. He kills like 5 people in one scene. And then the second he has the opportunity to kill the people he's actually trying to kill in the plot, he pulls back and doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Because the plot says so.
Yeah.
Oh, bad. Really bad. Really bad. There's this whole scene where he's the main bad guy's talking to his like henchwoman, his IT guy girl, who's actually Molly from Molly and Max, that actress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's talking with her, and the ADR of his voice is so bad. It's complete mismatch. It looks like you're watching an old kung fu movie that's dubbed over.
Oh, wow.
It's that bad. It's really bad.
And they released it.
I was talking to Jack about that, and he watched it in theaters, and he thought it was a projector mistake.
Oh.
When it came out of Netflix, they didn't fix it. They didn't even fix it when they released it on digital. Yeah. Also, Kevin says he says, why am I craving a Pepsi right now? At the end is like the biggest product placement ever. The whole final fight scene is fought in front of a Pepsi Cola.
Choice of a new generation.
Yeah, neon sign. She's also a terrible paramedic.
Is that what she is? She's an EMT?
She's a paramedic, yeah.
Why is she terrible at it?
All she has, one move is CPR. She does CPR on everybody.
She just knows CPR.
Regardless of what the injury is, CPR. And then
I'm conscious. I'm just bleeding to death. CPR.
I know. The guy, there's at one point where she's like half-ass giving somebody CPR, like barely pushing on him while there's stuff going, she's having a premonition. And then she kind of comes to and looks down, and the guy's just like looking at her, and she goes, "Okay, you can go." Literally says, "You're good, you can go." And he just gets up and walks away.
What is the hodgepodge, the gang that she has with her? It's Sydney Sweeney and the other.
So the plot is that the main bad guy has the spider powers.
Like Spider-Man powers?
Yeah.
He's like evil Spider-Man?
Yeah, but Sony doesn't have the rights to Spider-Man anymore. So they can't say Spider-Man, but they make him in a suit that looks like Spider-Man. And the guy that she's partners with, this takes place in 2007.
What?
The guy she partners with is played by Adam Scott, her paramedic partner.
Okay.
He is Ben Parker. That's Uncle Ben.
He's Uncle Ben?
He's Uncle Ben.
Oh.
And they're at one scene that they're at the baby shower for his nephew, which is going to be Peter Parker.
Oh.
But they don't actually name him Peter. She's like, "Oh, the baby's name is going to be," and then
it's Pedro.
It cuts, and then you never see it. But he's like
Jose.
Yeah, it's Pedro. Pedro Parker.
Pedro Parker.
That's one of my painters calls me that. Jose.
Pedro Parker.
So, but the whole plot is that the guy who has the evil Spider-Man, he gets the spider that her mom was trying to find. Her mom was trying to find the spider so she could get the powers to save the baby inside her in the Amazon. Yeah. And they find the spider, and then he steals it from her and kills her. And he takes the spider, and then flash forward 25 years, 30 years or whatever, and now he's a millionaire because of the spider somehow. There's like a peptide collagen that they pull from the spider and make super serum or some shit.
Super serum.
They never explain it, but he's a millionaire, and the one spider is still alive. He has it in his apartment.
Oh, okay.
And it's still just the one. There it goes. And then open up the YouTube page again and just refresh that maybe.
And we're here, I think.
How about now? Can you guys hear us now?
Can you hear us?
Hey, Eric says, Kevin and Eric says we're good. Hey, there we go. Hey, Chris is here too.
Audio. Good.
Oh, wonderful.
Our OBS took a dump.
Just had to do a little reset.
We assume that's what it was. Okay. Anyways, Madam Web, piece of shit.
Don't watch it.
Yeah. I could wax on for a while.
It's not even entertaining to watch. Comedic.
No,
fun?
it was fun.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. Madam Web, watch it. It sucks.
Oh, okay. Watch it in a group.
Yeah. I mean, we've been waiting actually for a while because Justice really wanted to watch this. Producer Justice.
Oh, okay.
So me and Brianna were like chomping at the bit to watch this piece of shit, supposedly, and we had to wait for Justice to be home and ready to watch a movie and not, off to go do something or whatever. And then we finally all sat down and watched it as a family, and it was terrible.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Justice is usually pretty nice to movies. Like he's just happy to, be watching a fun movie. He's just not overly critical or whatever. Me and Brianna are talking shit the whole time. And I got a couple of belly laughs out of him just because of how bad it was.
Oh,
Looked over and he's just cackling his ass off. And we're like, what? He goes, this is so dumb. Anyways, the three girls, by the way, those are the people that the villain's trying to kill.
Oh.
He has a vision that they're going to kill him.
Oh.
So that he goes to find them first.
He has a vision.
He has a vision because he has spider powers. He has visions as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I didn't know spiders had premonition powers like that.
Back in the 50s, that's what they thought when they wrote this character.
Oh, okay.
Because they're so fast. All right. So that's the next worst of the week. The next worst of the week after that, the new Jennifer Lopez Netflix movie, Atlas.
Oh, man. You watched that one?
The AI puff piece.
The anti-AI, probably AI-generated puff piece.
It's actually pro-AI.
Oh.
By the end. Fuck, this movie sucks.
Oh, okay.
It's actually more middle of the road. But
what compelled you to watch it?
Because it was a trash fire and I wanted to watch a trash fire.
And it's new.
Yeah, it's new, But I will say this, I still went to the movies and I watched new movies in theaters. In Furiosa in theaters, I saw In a Violent Nature in theaters. I don't want to don't stay home and watch these shitty movies only. Watch them if they want for the fun of it. But go out and see real movies so that people make real movies instead of this shit. The last three movies, the worst three of the week, are Netflix original movies. Well, actually, Madam Web's not Netflix original, but may as well be.
It wasn't theaters. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Cool CGI robot smashing is still dumb fun, so there's some enjoyment to be made out of it. But this is about lowest common denominator entertainment.
What do you think about that chess scene, the opening scene?
Oh, lame, dumb. I mean, it's so on the nose. Everything is on the nose about this. There's not one surprise in this entire movie.
Yeah,
not one.
I think what bothers me most is Jennifer Lopez, and I don't know. It doesn't look like she's playing a character. She just looks like she's playing Jennifer Lopez.
I'm a J-Lo apologist in movies. I don't mind her in movies. She's fine. She's like the Patrick Wilson of actors.
Okay.
She's there.
Patrick Wilson is an actor.
I know, but she's another one. She's another one.
Okay. He's an actor, though.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yeah.
The Cell, yeah.
The Cell's great.
The Cell.
Kevin.
The Selena.
I love
that.
I love her in that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Selena. I loved her in Hustlers. Great. This pains me to say this. The next worst of the week, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Doesn't hold up.
No. It makes me so sad because I loved this movie when I was a kid.
I watched it recently, too, and I was not nearly as enjoying it as much.
I never thought I'd rate this a 2.5-star movie. My childhood memories are so
tarnished,
so glowing of it.
Yeah.
And the reality of how it aged is just depressing. The speed of the jokes is not good. They let pause for laughs a lot. And man, it's just, I feel like it's like watching a baseball player from the 1920s play against like Aaron Judge or whatever, Mike Trout. And you're like, fuck, LeBron James would absolutely destroy basketball players of the early NBA days.
Can you imagine LeBron James time travels back to when basketball first started?
Or baseball. He probably crushed the baseball players too.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just it's not great. This one's not streaming anywhere, but I paid to rent it because I've been really wanting to watch it. And man,
really, I watched it streaming.
It's not right now. It's not. I don't think so.
It must have been taken off.
Better than Robin Hood Men in Tights, the 2020 Fantasy Island horror reboot called Fantasy Island,
like based off the show.
Based off of the show. Yeah.
Is Tattoo in it?
Tattoo's in it. Yeah, he's played by Jimmy O Yang. And it's not revealed to the very end. And I don't care that I'm spoiling this because the movie's not great. It's also not as bad as...
What's that? Who's the guy who's the Mr... no.
I don't know. I don't know his character's name, but I think it's originally played by Ricardo Montalban. And it's Michael Pena plays him
Montalban,
in this. So Lucy Hale's in this, Michael Rooker, Austin Stowell, Jimmy O Yang, Portia Doubleday. Charlotte McKinney, Ryan Hansen, Mike Vogel, a lot of people you'd recognize. And it was fine. It was cool, interesting, better than I thought it was going to be. It looked like a shitty sort of Hulu After Dark sort of like original, but with a good cast. And it was not bad. 2.5 stars, but a high 2.5 stars.
Okay.
That's streaming. I didn't see where that's streaming. I'll put it all in the show notes. I watched 8 Mile. That's streaming on Stars.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought it on Blu-ray. It was a Blu-ray discount sale on Groove. It was like $4.
Oh,
never seen it before. It was exactly what I was expecting, which was very good. Yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you haven't seen it before.
Not a bad thing.
How do you think about Eminem's acting?
I think he did good. Yeah, I think he did pretty good. I think Mekhi Phifer was pretty good. The guy that looks like a caveman there's his friend that shoots himself in the leg.
Yeah.
I thought he was probably the best part.
I thought he shot his dick off.
He almost did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was right by his dick. That's what they were saying, basically. So yeah, 8 Miles. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, what I like, I really like 8 Mile because it's like a pretty tight story it's a tight, simple story, good acting on Eminem's part, which I remember when this movie came out, which I believe was in 2008.
I don't know. I just closed the tab.
When did Scary Movie 3 come out? Because I think that came out in 2008, maybe.
Okay, well, it was probably like it was in that like time range, and everyone was like, Eminem's gonna be acting in a movie.
02. Eminem was 02. 8 Miles 02.
It really was 02.
I'm telling you the truth.
Wow. Showing my age.
It's been 22 years.
It's been 22 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie.
Much better than his acting in The Hip Hop Witch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's a 3.5 star movie, but again, a high 3.5 stars. Better than that, Abigail, streaming on...
streaming now.
Yeah, where is it streaming now? It is on... I guess, is it not streaming anywhere? I know I streamed this. I know I did not pay to watch this movie. I'm looking online. I don't see it. No, either way.
It's streaming once.
It's for rental. So Abigail, I already talked about it at length on the show before. It's very good. Go out and watch it now. But even more better than that is The First Omen, which is streaming on Hulu.
Yeah, that kind of just dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah. I'm starting to see like...
Also Godzilla -1.
Yep.
Now streaming on Netflix.
I did not watch that, but I wore my Godzilla shirt.
Yeah. It looks great.
Just to pay respect to the G-Man, finally on Netflix, with a all-star-studded English dub overcast, which kind of makes me want to watch it in English dubs now.
Interesting.
Paxton Hall Yoshida is voicing it, one of the characters. First Omen. Seriously, go watch it. It's really good. I watched it a second time at home, and it's even better.
It's all for you, Damien. It's all for you.
There is a homage scene to that. Okay, next best one, 21 Jump Street. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about that, but it is one of the best comedies I can remember. It's up there with Tropic Thunder. The laughs per minute are so fucking good. It's so funny.
LPM.
LPM is off the charts here. And I can understand people thinking that's draining, the characters are draining or whatever, they're unlikable. I disagree, but it's just really, really good.
Now we want being a pop in each other's assholes.
Yeah, that whole movie is just ridiculous. It's so frenetic. I mean, it's Lord and Miller, so how can it go wrong?
Is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then better than that,
22 Jump Street.
No, Black Dynamite. Streaming on Stars. So I bought it.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
I'd say it's probably on that. Black Dynamite, Tropic Thunder, 21 Jump Street, and MacGruber are like my favorite comedies of all time.
I'll never get over them like figuring out what's going on in the donut shop and like him like going like yeah.
Now you're getting it. What year was astrology invented? 406 BC. And what is the area code of 406? Kentucky, Arlington, Kentucky, or whatever.
What does Roscoe figure out?
Chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles.
It was donuts and chili.
Yeah,
was his restaurant.
And chili.
He closed the restaurant down. They were eating. He wanted some waffles and ham, and she goes, "All I got is this old fried chicken from last night." And he's like, chicken and waffles. That sounds terrible. And he jumps up and says, "That's it." And then Dune Part 2. Watch it again. Phenomenal. Very good. Mm-hmm. Even better at home with subtitles. So that's on HBO Max.
Fantastic.
Yes. So kind of powered through all those. I had a lot to say, or a lot of stuff I watched with a little to say about a few of them.
Yeah.
The bad ones are more fun to talk about, to be honest. and a violent nature. I think that's the big takeaway people should watch. Okay.
Cool.
Anything else you guys got?
Anything else?
Tyler, you got anything?
So you write down those stream picks, Tyler. Just watch one of them.
I was supposed to be writing them down. Shit.
Oh, Kevin from Real Spoiler says he's going to be catching the Exorcist Believer on streaming because he missed it in theaters.
Well,
I think that's
one way to spend your time.
I think it's a bad move, Kevin.
That's one way to spend your time.
It's a bad move. Oh God, yeah.
You could be watching Madam Web instead.
Yeah,
I threw that shit before I came in the room.
Yeah.
You know what? I have
Omen.
an idea.
Yeah, watch the first Omen. Don't watch Exorcist.
Yeah, watch the first Omen. Yeah.
Yeah, Omen, not Exorcist. Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe we should do a commentary on Madam Web. Who knows? That might be fun.
Yeah, that might be not a bad idea. We should do something. I actually support that. A commentary soon, but maybe not that movie.
I think it would be cool to actually have us, at least all of us, have watched it and to talk about it because that would be fun.
What?
To Madam Web.
Do an episode on Madam Web. Okay.
Okay, we do a Madam Web bonus episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll put up to the Patreon which our next streaming commentary stream along watch along movie is.
This is a democracy.
Cade the Tortured Crossing was kind of a hit, but that movie is just terrible. We should watch something a little bit better.
Commentary on In a Violent Nature.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. In this scene where he's walking, you can really tell how angry he is.
Yeah.
He looks like he's got a load in his pants and he's trying not to let it drop.
I really would have liked to have been in the editing room for this because there's definitely like the editor of this movie and the director. The editor was like, "Are you sure you want this much walking in this one scene?" Yes. Actually, I want more.
Yeah. Can you cut a couple more extra walking scenes in here?
Yeah. We filmed 10 minutes of him walking. We're going to use 10 minutes of him walking.
It's like Primer.
Yeah.
They filmed the exact amount of footage they needed for the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So thank you to our cool ass yard duties on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather Sachs, Ryan, Corbin, and Chris. If you want to support us on the Patreon, hit us up at patreon.com/MCFC podcast. I think it's what it is. No, patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass. But if you do not want to support us on the Patreon, you can also just watch along on the YouTube live. Subscribe,
follow,
like, share with friends, do all that stuff.
Send us a letter.
Yes, carrier pigeon, anything. But the YouTube watch hours
Smoke signals.
Yeah, that's that's a big thing right now. We're trying to get into the stratosphere where we can actually pull a couple shekels from this YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's a free thing you can do. Even if you aren't able to watch the entire thing, hop on. We stream for usually about 3.5 hours every Saturday. It's a good time. And it's been a really fun delight to have everybody in the YouTube live chat. If you're not doing anything, stick around for the second half. We're going to be reviewing The Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah. If you don't want to watch The Brave Little Toaster but hear us talk about it.
Yeah. Or you could put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
On your phone and then put us on the TV or vice versa.
Yeah.
Hear us talking about it. Not in real time, but it'll probably be about the same length.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So until next time. Thank you for joining us one more time. Follow us later on today or later on in the week as we review Brave Little Toaster, my childhood favorite. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class and leave us a voicemail, why don't you, at 209-730-6010.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
All right. Thanks to everybody for sticking with us through the technical difficulties and having a good time in the chat. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
I'm smoking a cigarette now. I'll kill that bitch.
Oh! Oh, what is that? Oh!
Time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call!
Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller? Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You're mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kim left to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Pete.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And today's on a review episode. We're going to be watching my pick from the Wheel of Destiny, The Brave Little Toaster.
I'm gonna give you a soul injection.
They're the 5 spunkiest little characters you've ever met.
It's a possibility.
For years, they've been waiting
Can you see?
Is it him?
and waiting
He loved us.
That's right.
for their master to come home.
Master! Blanky!
We've been dumped, abandoned.
We're not gonna give up hope.
But now their waiting is over.
We're going out to find him.
Why does that voice sound different?
And find the master.
Join a brave
The
little
toasters?
toaster
Yeah, doesn't it sound
and
like
his
higher pitched or
unusual
something?
pals on a magical
Maybe.
journey
I'm ready.
through a world of mysteries,
Light.
A world of mystery.
fantasy, laughter, and adventure. It's an exciting, strange, and fantastic voyage where you'll see scary places,
Hey, fellas, look.
a whole lot of little creatures,
Here.
a few odd contraptions,
But I can't open a lap and a shaver.
and some devices that are simply remarkable. They're 5 plucky appliances determined to find their master no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
Join an inquisitive radio,
Well, what does that mean?
a bright little lamp,
I'm glad we don't have to do this every day.
a
They're really telling
snuggly
like
blanket,
everything about the movie.
a crotchety old vacuum cleaner,
You're telling me.
and a brave little toaster.
Time to go.
In a heartwarming story for the entire family. Plug into the adventure of The Brave Little Toaster.
Ah, yes. The Brave Little Toaster, the movie that spawned 2 direct-to-movie sequels more than 10 years later. From 1987, this comes in exactly 90 minutes, rated G as you might imagine. And this is directed by Jerry Reese, written by Thomas M. Dish, Jerry Reese, and Joe Ranft, starring John Lovitz, Timothy Stack, Timothy E. Day.
2 Timothys.
Yeah, Timothy E. Day as Blanky, Timothy Stack as Lampy, John Lovitz as the radio, Thurl Ravenscroft, one of the coolest names I've ever heard in my life, besides Laser Wolf.
Laser Wolf.
Yeah, sorry about that. Laser Wolf. He's oop. I really did change that switch. He's playing Kirby, the vacuum cleaner, Deanna Oliver as Toaster, and then Phil Hartman in a couple of other roles. He was the air conditioner and the hanging lamp. So this is the story, the synopsis from IMDb. A group of dated appliances embark on a journey to the city to find their master after being abandoned in a cabin in the woods. This is not my first time. This is a movie that I've seen probably like 20 or 30 times as a kid.
Damn.
I felt like it was on all the time, like on repeat all the damn time when I was a kid. Probably because it came out when I was 1 year old. So it was probably, I don't remember watching it before we moved to Vacaville. So it was probably like 4 or 5 or so when I was watching this. And it feels like every single scene in this is a part of my physical makeup of what made me a person. So this is like a very, very ingrained part of my psyche as a child. Mm-hmm. The reason I chose it from the wheel is I didn't expect us to do Ferngully first and then The Brave Little Toaster immediately.
Back to back.
I didn't think we were going to do back-to-back animation, but here we are. But I just wanted to see if it held up. You know, we watched Space Jam. That was one of Tyler's picks.
Years
ago. And it did not hold up. And I don't think it held up really at all, very well. And so I wanted to see if this was going to be any different. And I guess we'll see how you guys liked it. So Tyler, why don't you lead us off? This is a first watch for you, right?
It is not a first watch for me.
Oh, it's not?
It is. No, I have seen this movie before, but only once, and I vaguely recall. I could vaguely recall watching it. I remember watching it at some like family party where they would just sit the kids down in front of a television, and then they would go and get drunk.
So similar to Ferngully.
Yeah,
where you just drop your kids in front of it and you go do adult things.
Yeah, exactly. I'll read my. I did write a review on it on Letterboxd.
Okay, got to play the drop.
Hello.
Oh,
come along, won't you? As Tyler reads his own
You
Letterboxd
need an
reviews.
abbreviated version of this.
This
I know.
is me, myself, and Tyler.
Well, the problem is I didn't think that Tyler was going to be actually using Letterboxd this often.
Yeah. Well, he still doesn't use it as often as he could.
No, it's true.
Well, here we go.
Here we go.
So,
with all the enthusiasm of a man on the edge.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, The Brave Little Toaster. I rated it 1.5 stars.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 1.5 stars. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm settling in.
Huh?
I'm waiting for my childhood to go kaput.
Yeah, so this film on face is a children's.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm readjusting myself. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
This film.
Hold on, look at the bridge of my nose real quick while I read this review.
This film on face is a children's movie with the whimsical and happy-go-lucky faces of the appliances. However, the movie is very dark. The idea that 1, your appliances are sentient, and 2, is this some sort of punishment from God? I can't imagine a just world in which God would curse a soul to be an appliance. It is the true definition of hell. The animation was not really great, and the story was just kind of weird. I know it was the 80s, but if I was a parent and watching this movie with my child, I would be questioning whether I should have even showed them this at all. I'm not sure if I would watch this movie again, but I did get a good laugh at the car death sequence because of how ridiculous. Yeah,
sorry.
when they were in the junkyard and they were singing as they were dying.
Hilarious.
I got it at the car death sequence because of how ridiculous it was to even add that in the movie. Grade C- end of report. Like, I mean, it was so weird. It's such a weird premise, like, for a movie. Like,
What's weird about it? The fact that they wanted to go back and like meet their owner, see their owner again,
meet their
master.
No, it's their master. See, and that's another great point to bring up as well.
Is that weird that a dog calls an owner a master?
I didn't know dogs could.
Did dogs
talk.
do that?
Yeah, that's like in like movies. They're like, oh yeah, master.
Oh, like an animated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like that. And
I mean, nowadays it's kind of weird to call anybody master except for Master Wayne.
No, well,
technically, you
got a great point.
Master is the official title of the oldest male in the household below the father figure.
Mm-hmm.
That kid wasn't the master.
He was, because he's not the father of the household. He's the oldest son of the family.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It could be his
Young
title,
Master Wayne.
but they weren't saying it like Master Wayne. They were saying it like Daddy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, this movie,
I got the weirdest boner.
I did not get a bone. Okay, wait. I shouldn't say that.
You shouldn't say that you didn't get a boner.
You don't want to fib on live internet television.
Yeah, no.
People can see right through me. They'll know I had a boner.
I know.
yeah. But too many songs. I thought the vacuum cleaner was the best character in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the one who had like the common sense. It's just like, yeah, no, why the hell were you doing this? He only did it out of sympathy for all the other dumbass fucking appliances that wanted to quote unquote find their master.
Okay.
And then by chance, they're dumped off into a junkyard, and I don't know. It's just
all too convenient for the plot.
How convenient. You didn't find it was weird that they were able to find their way to the one kid's house in New York?
That's another thing as well.
And another
First of all, how do they know where to go? And second of all, why would the parents,
master, you can say it, master.
Yeah, why would the parents sell that cottage out in the countryside? Like, that was some prime real estate.
Do we need to explain capitalism to you?
Please.
They wanted the money that they could get from the cottages that they weren't using. It's clearly been years since they've been to that cottage, so they wanted to sell it. It's like when you have a boat and you realize, hey, it's been 3 summers, I haven't taken the boat out. I should probably sell this thing because I'm just
sitting there,
sitting on equity, and it's deteriorating.
But if you think about it though, like when it goes through the whole setting, they just abandoned it. Like there was still furniture in there.
Yeah, because
it's a vacation home.
It's a second home, Tyler. It's a vacation home.
So you're not gonna take the stuff that you bought for that vacation home.
They would just sell it with furnished.
Yeah, they could do that, or they could sell it. They have it staged, and then when they sell the house, they move all the stuff out. They either sell it fully furnished, or they sell the house.
We're getting into the logic of the parents who aren't even on screen.
Tyler says he wanted me to explain capitalism to him.
Oh, that's right.
Anyways,
I just like the.
I mean,
I
didn't have a bad time watching it. Like I was very intrigued by the
intriguing movie.
I did have a boner after all.
Had a boner for at least part of it.
Yeah,
didn't have a bad time. 1.5 stars.
There was some swelling going on during watching this movie.
So it's and you gave it a C-, you said?
Yeah, C-.
C-, 1.5 stars.
So what is a D? D is a 1 star?
And
an F is a half a star?
I don't know.
Technically 2.5 stars mathematically should be 50% of 5, which would be an F grade.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that. I think that once you hit 1, in my mind, a 1 is a D and a half star is an F.
1 is a D? I think 1 is F territory.
And then what's a half star? F-?
What's an F? What? I think 2 stars is a D. I don't know.
I found the movie very intriguing.
It's 5 letters, 1 for each star.
Okay, sorry, Tyler. We're constructing the idea of what a 3-star movie is,
and how it equates to a letter
grade.
Is it
a C or a B-?
No, I thought it was a very intriguing movie.
You just hated it.
I at the end of the day though, I didn't like it despite my swelling.
Okay,
so
that's fair. I mean,
yeah.
All right.
And this was a second watch for me too.
Did you like it better the second time or worse?
Do you remember the first time you watched it?
Vaguely.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say this would have been a better watch on a second run because I was lucid and not a
so the first time was even worse than this?
Well, because I don't remember it.
So it must have not been good.
I don't know. Maybe.
Let's just not count that part.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. I'm very intrigued. I want to know what's in. It's one of the
what's
things.
going on up there?
Yeah, I want to know what's going on in Tyler's brain. I'm simultaneously intrigued and frightened to know what's inside there.
I want to walk around.
Yeah. Okay, so Joseph, let's give your initial thoughts.
This is a first watch for me. I've never seen any content of starring a brave little toaster.
Okay.
And Deanna has seen this. I think she has seen this before as a child, but she hasn't seen it in a long time. It wasn't on the repertoire growing up. She was more of a Disney household.
Okay.
I think. I feel like this specific movie, The Brave Little Toaster, because there are sequels or other movies.
Yeah.
I feel like this one should have been called The Brave Little Blanket. Because I feel like the blanket is a little bit more of the scared one, and whose story we care about, who seems to care about reuniting with the master the most.
I suppose.
But also watching the story and how it happens feels very much like Toy Story 3. Very similar in how things pan out, because you think by the end of it, it's like this is like the melting the lava part, incinerator part of Toy Story 3 when they're in the junkyard, going into that compactor.
Mm-hmm.
And then the idea, obviously, like sentient, inanimate objects.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of toys, it's just appliances.
Yep.
And
You guys seen that YouTube video of where these two guys like edited Toy Story 3 where it ends?
yeah, what ends
It
ends at them. You think that they die or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean, I have no nostalgia factor with this. It's kind of like similar to Ferngully, where I just have no history with this, so I just kind of took it as is. I thought that the blanket, when he cries like a baby.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was very cute.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I thought he was just a cute character. The depressed air conditioner was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But he has a nice little redemption at the ends when the master finally like uses him.
Yeah.
He touches him.
He brings him back to life.
Master touched me. But and then when they get to the sort of not evil appliances, but like the appliances that are like junk and hodgepodge together to be resold by the big fat guy who drives the monster truck. He drives a huge monster truck for some reason, even though he's like this nerd.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it adds up.
There was a character.
Yeah, I thought he was a serial killer.
There was a character in that scene who I've definitely heard the guy's voice before. He's like, and you talk like this, and he was the lamp, and he has
so that was voiced by Phil Hartman, who also voiced the air conditioner.
That was Phil Hartman?
It was.
Oh, okay.
But he was doing a Peter Lorre impression. His face even looks like Peter Lorre.
Yeah, the big lips and the kind of wonky teeth.
Yeah, big bulging eyes and
like a Steve Buscemi kind of look.
Yeah, Peter Lorre is fantastic character actor from like the 50s, and he's so good. He's so good.
But I mean, I don't know if I enjoyed this or not. It was probably too long is the only thing I could say. I wish it was like an hour and 10 minutes instead of an hour and 30.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
I don't know. I can't really, I feel like I can't grade it. Like Ferngully, again, I feel like unfair for me to grade this movie bad. I will agree that it is kind of has like dark elements to the story that are a little bit strange. There's like some themes like with the cars singing as they're dying is like kind of weirdly, oddly sad because they're like, they know that they're dying and they're just gonna be turned into a little metal cube.
Yeah.
And they're watching their friends get turned into cubes.
Yeah, it's
and it's just a jolly old time.
Yeah, it's sad. But yeah, I don't know.
I laughed so much at that sequence. It was so funny.
Was it was it like like that?
It was one of those laughs, yeah.
Yeah, it was. You know it was.
But yeah, I mean, okay, I guess. I don't know. It's hard for me to say anything.
Makes me so sad.
I don't know. I mean, what was I supposed to be moved by this?
Yes. The characters they're all sad. They're pining for their master.
They're pining for attention.
They want to be noticed.
It was sad in the beginning to realize that they have been in this cabin that hasn't been used in who knows how long. We don't know yet.
They said years, and I'm assuming it's from his childhood to his college years. So,
and then when it's revealed, like there's a car coming, and like that's like their whole life is like waiting and waiting for this person to come back.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's sad, but
you don't give a fuck.
You know what? I don't think it's sad because they actually
they deserve
it. I think it's actually a very happy thing.
Yeah, it's good. Fuck them.
No. I think it's a cop out with these sentient appliances. If they really cared about their master and they really have this love and compassion,
they would take a cross country journey to go find him in New York.
They would reveal that they were alive.
No. They can't do that. They can't do that. That's reserved for Toy Story when they find Sid and reveal themselves to Sid.
No, I don't. Sorry.
What if your refrigerator decided to talk to you and tell you that all of a sudden that it's alive?
You're my favorite.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
That would be awesome.
That'd be crazy.
Then I would have
wait. You would punch a clone of yourself immediately.
Kill
immediately. At least, yeah. You would harm and maim and kill a clone of yourself. instantly, but you would love the idea of a appliance randomly talking to you one day.
Hey, you know what?
You just said it was creepy that they were sentient, and it was a punishment from God.
He's happy.
That's what you said.
I know. That's what I
Tyler's
said.
happy that the appliance in this fictional situation is being punished for being alive.
I'm confused.
Also, Tyler would be afraid of a fairy, but be happy if his fridge came to life.
I would burn my house down.
Again, just the terrifying yet fascinating mind of Tyler Noe.
The fact that my fridge has been seeing certain things about my life this whole time is privy to certain knowledge.
Those weird exploratory years when you first figure out what your schwanz is.
Yeah.
And you're like, I wonder what it feels like if I close the door on it.
Wait a minute.
It's like
we're talking about our refrigerator.
You know, it's like it's like when you're with your partner, and you're being a little close, and your dog's in the room.
Yeah.
It's like, do I kick the dog out, or is it for?
Oh, I'm always no. The animals stay out.
The animals stay out? I'll make them watch.
Yes.
If they're not in, hey Lola, come in here.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah, mommy and daddy are going to make you a puppy. You're going to have a sister soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
Middle, huh? Middling?
Yeah.
Just not really
I can't say
it.
that it's bad.
Okay.
But I can't say that I had a super fun time watching it.
All right.
Yeah.
Very sad.
All right.
Very sad. All right. Well, I guess I'm the only one out on the limb here, but I think this movie is, without the Brave Little Toaster, Toy Story would not exist.
Mm-hmm.
We would not have Pixar. We would not have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I feel like there's so many elements to Toy Story that evolve from this, and there's a lot of the cast from this movie, directors, art directors, editors, writers, that all went on to work for Pixar and other movies, kind of in that vein. Joe Ranft, he was one of the writers. He was also the editor. He was the writer for Cars. He was the writer for Pixar. He was the writer for, not Pixar, for Toy Story and Toy Story 2. He also voiced Wheezy the penguin with the Wheezy voice box in the first Toy Story.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
It's like you can't watch the beginning of this and then see when they think the car's actually coming, when someone walks up to the house, but when they're banging the for sale sign into the front lawn,
right?
And see all the appliances immediately go back to their positions and lose their facial features. You can't see that and go, oh, this has nothing to do with Toy Story. This is the proto Toy Story. This came before.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
And then the final scene when all the cars are getting crushed and they're just singing their blues away. You're watching them get crushed, and you're seeing the salvation in their eyes as they're being fed into the crusher. There's the one classic IndyCar racer that's dragging his arm tires in as he's being put into this crusher.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, how can you not equate that to the ending of Toy Story 3? And I will say, Toy Story, the entire franchise, is better than this. But what came before that, I still think is fantastic. I think that when I compare, it's hard for me not to compare Ferngully to this.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we have 3 very different takes on all of it, because you guys have seen Tyler's seen Ferngully before and Brave Little Toaster.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen neither?
Before we had to watch it.
Okay, so you've seen neither before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd only seen Ferngully, but I have seen Brave Little Toaster. So we all 3 have different perspectives on it all.
Yeah.
Joseph's probably the most pure about this. I would probably respect his unbiased take on it more than anybody else, because you're coming into it with fresh eyes as an adult, never having seen anything, and you're watching this.
I've never seen anything before.
Kids animation movie, completely blank, dumb as fuck. Never seen a single thing in your goddamn life.
Movies? What's that?
Yeah, you're Simple Jack.
Yeah,
farting in bathtubs, laughing your ass off. So I have to respect that, but I know my position is very biased, but I don't feel like it's biased, because I feel like when I'm watching this movie, this is objectively better than Ferngully. The story is better. The voice acting is better. The characters are sharply drawn. You have John Lovitz as like a 1950s or 1920s radio announcer. He's making constant jokes that are callbacks to like historical events. This is the first instance of wide broadcast fake news. He's making up all these stories about how they were getting Purple Hearts and this is the day of memory. Roosevelt's giving them the Medal of Honor and all this stuff for the thing that's happening. You have Lampy, who sacrifices himself to recharge the battery. The Brave Little Toaster, which literally throws himself into his own death. He dies and was resurrected by the Jesus Christ figure, which is their master. He's like the architect, which brings them life. And let's see, who else? Kirby, the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
I've told you guys about this, and I've mentioned it very briefly on the podcast, but in a previous life, I was married right out of high school, got married. We bought a house right off the bat. And in our house growing up, we had a Kirby vacuum cleaner. That was our vacuum cleaner. It was our house.
Yeah.
Family vacuum cleaner. Excuse me. And
yeah, the old ones are very reliable. I know that much.
The new ones are also very reliable. I'll tell you that. Why? Because they have an 84-year warranty. Sorry. 84-year warranty. And when I bought my house, my first house with my new bride, we had to get for home furnishings and appliances and this and that. And a vacuum cleaner was on that list. I'm sorry, hold on one second.
Gotta take a little drink of water.
I'm like a dry patch in my throat. Okay. So we had to get these new appliances, and the vacuum cleaner was on the list. And I said, we're not buying a vacuum cleaner. They will come to us. And we will buy a vacuum cleaner when the Kirby people come to us. Because it was a new neighborhood, and they know. New neighborhood, people buying new houses. They need vacuum cleaners, and the Kirby people are door to door. And sure as shit, a Kirby salesman. Sorry, I'm dying. Hold on 1 second.
Oh my God. It'll be a podcast history that someone dies on air.
I just have a really nasty dry spot in my mouth. 1 second.
Cutting edge news.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So we bought the Kirby from the salesman.
Yeah.
Was married for a few years. Used the vacuum cleaner a bunch of times. We got divorced. We had nothing to separate. We had basically just a bunch of debt. The only thing I fought for in the divorce was the Kirby. I still have that Kirby vacuum cleaner. It's downstairs in the hall closet as we speak. And it still has 74 years on the warranty or something like that.
God damn.
Yes, I will be in the ground before that warranty is up. And it is basically like a jet motor attached to a spinning brush head with a bag on the back. It's old school 1950s overbuilt buy it for life technology. And it's Kirby. And the character's name of the vacuum cleaner is this grumpy old bastard named Kirby.
Kirby, yeah. I made that connection.
Yeah. And it cannot be a coincidence that I watched this movie over and over and over again. And my parents talked about how great the Kirby vacuum cleaner was and blah, 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 and all that stuff.
It's really just a big ad for Kirby vacuum cleaners.
A little bit. But that character itself was not particularly likable, but it was like supplanted into my brain. So I know my opinion.
Kirby, good.
Yeah, I know my opinion has to be biased, but I don't think it is.
Sounds like something as a biased person would say.
I think I'm in a cult. Is what I'm saying. But objectively, you take the songs from Ferngully and you take the songs from this. I feel like these are much better songs. They're catchier
than Ferngully
than
songs?
the stuff in Ferngully.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And the songs were written by Van Dyke Parks, who was a songwriter for the Beach Boys.
Oh.
Also, good friends with Randy Newman, who was the songwriter for Toy Story.
Oh my God. It's all connected.
It just goes deeper and deeper. The Brave Little Toaster is the proto Toy Story. So, anyways, I was half expecting for this to fall very short for me, like it did with Space Jam, and just come into it and go, yeah, I could see why I liked it as a kid, but now it doesn't really hold up. when I was done watching it, I had like tears in my eyes. I was yeah. When I watched the toaster throw himself into the gears of that machine, I'm like, don't do it, little guy. And it wasn't like
I was rooting for his death. I was just like, you son of a bitch, toaster. You get in those gears. You sacrifice yourself. You prove that you're brave.
The thing that I don't remember about on a rewatch is just how much of an asshole everybody is to each other.
I know.
All of the characters are pricks to each other pretty consistently throughout, except for Blanky. Blanky's like a little kid who's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know.
God. I did write some notes on this movie.
Anyways, I'll just finish it up. I think this is a childhood classic. If I had kids, I would have them watch it.
Right out the womb.
Right out the womb. Immediately. I put it on, and I'd be vacuuming with my Kirby in the background going, how you like this, huh, kids? Huh? How you like this? Quality product right here.
It's like, I don't understand the English language.
You're going to take this vacuum from me when I'm gone.
When I'm dead, this is yours, just like the tortoises. They're both in my will. So, yeah, I thought this holds up over time. It's like 4.5 star movie. I don't know. It's my bias is showing, but I fucking love this movie. So,
all right.
Tyler, you said you had some notes?
Yeah, so I thought the intro was a little awkward. It was well animated. And I'm sure most of the animation budget went into that intro, but it just like it felt really.
What do you mean?
Really,
what do you mean most of the budget went into that intro?
Well, because the animation was in the intro was significantly better than anything else.
Oh my God! I didn't even know that.
Sorry.
Was it really?
I thought so.
Like you're talking about just the interior of the cottage?
No, like when they're doing the opening credits. Like I thought the opening credits like animation was better than anything else in the movie.
I don't even remember
the opening credits?
I don't remember.
What did they look like?
It was just a little bit more fluid, a little bit more detailed. And then it feels a little bit, at least for myself, it felt a little bit jarring going from that kind of good animation, of animation to just like really stale like matte paintings.
You thought the animation was stale?
I did, yeah. It did not grab me like all like to compare and contrast with so Brave Little Toaster, like, and then you think about a movie
the animation, like the opening with the trees and stuff.
Yeah,
there's like nothing happening in it.
Yeah, but it looks good.
No, you just think it looks cool. You think it looks cool because it's moody.
Okay, maybe so. Maybe so. But if you compare and contrast a movie like if you compare and contrast a movie like The Brave Little Toaster with like Sleeping Beauty, like come on.
Sleeping Beauty is one of the greatest animated movies of all time, though. Like the visual, like it took literal almost a decade to animate that movie. It was hand drawn every frame.
Yeah. And so I think
doesn't live up to it.
You know what? In a world where Citizen Kane exists, every other movie is a 1.5 star movie. It can never live up to it.
Yeah, but it's not as good as it's not as good as arguably the best movie ever made.
Was the CG animation in this movie, in Ferngully, as good as Dune Part 2? Probably not. So it's a piece of shit.
So you remember the whole bit they did about doing the chores?
Yeah.
Like they have to do the chores. They have to do them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I said, pretty sure they do chores because they can't deal with the existential dread of being an appliance.
Yeah,
So
I mean that's all they know.
They have to keep themselves busy.
Wouldn't you want to like do chores if you're just in a trapped in a house for 5 years?
Absolutely not.
You would just sit there. You just stare at the fucking wall.
Yes. You know what? It's funny. It's funny that
you wouldn't do anything if you were trapped in a house and you have something that you can do, but you'd rather not do it.
But chores equal bad, Joseph.
That's absolutely correct.
It doesn't, even if it brings them happiness.
You know what?
It does not. No, it does not bring them happiness.
This doesn't surprise me. I've seen the inside of Tyler's house.
Wait, hold on.
I'd rather die than do a chore.
Don't you air that dirty laundry?
Speaking of dirty laundry.
Yeah, speaking of dirty laundry. I'm like, Tyler, what's this pile over here? Oh, that's the dirty laundry.
Didn't you wear those socks?
What's this pile?
Didn't you wear those socks yesterday?
That's the less dirty laundry.
That's the less dirty.
That's a dirty laundry I'm going to wear tomorrow.
And I just, God damn it, I lost my train of thought here. But no, I didn't. No, they forced themselves to like it because if you recall in one of the scenes, I can't remember. I think it was like Lampy or like the radio or something. Like they didn't want to do chores. Like they're just like, I don't want to do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Toaster, is it Toasty? Is that his name? Toasty?
It's just the toaster.
Okay, the Toaster.
Hello, the toaster.
I'd like to call him Toasty.
Mm-hmm.
So Toasty, he says, no, we have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was Lampy, I would have been like, why the hell? Why? Like this is like no one lives here. Like, what are we doing? Like, and what am I gonna do? I have no arms. I only have an extension cord coming out of my ass.
None of them have arms.
Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't do anything. The Toaster does. He only has the levers. He can't do anything. I don't even know what kind of chores that need to be done anyway. And by the way, once they do the chores, it must have been a long time since they did the chores because those windows were grimy as hell.
Yeah, they don't do it every day.
They can only go up halfway up the walls too.
Well, what are they doing then? What are they doing? Like they bellyache about how we want our master, and that blanket's a pain in the ass as well because
he's a baby.
It's half-brained.
Yeah, he's a child.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, that's how you think about all babies.
Wait a minute.
Tyler,
so they
right?
grow up. They grow up then. So that blanket's gonna grow up.
No,
I
it's
don't
like
understand.
he's like a vampire. You know, if you're bit as a child, you're just gonna be a child forever.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So are you saying a punishment from God because you're saying these appliances were once human?
Yes, they are.
Wait a second.
So, off camera, pre the story starting, they were humans that have been turned into appliances.
This is why I'm saying this universe of the Brave Little Toaster is a living hell. Because when you die, you come back as it's like the karma thing where like when you die, like depending on like how you behaved as a human in a previous life,
you come back as a cockroach or a lamp
or a toaster, a car.
So, that's not bad.
But are you?
How is that not bad?
I'd rather be a lamp than a cockroach.
Do you feel? Yeah,
you
me
would
too.
rather be a lamp.
Yeah.
You can read books with people.
No one's trying to squish a lamp.
Yeah, but a cockroach, you could
be dead in 2 days.
Well, that's true.
Have you walked around Sacramento? There are so many dead cockroaches on the sidewalk.
Yeah, there is. I've
Plus,
had many battles with the Sacramento cockroaches.
Yes, mostly in the dirty clothes pile. Also, if you're a cockroach, you have to hang out with other cockroaches. Ugh, gross.
That's true. I mean, but like I'm just saying,
yeah, like Mark Wahlberg.
That's a rat.
Oh yeah, true.
That's a rat.
Yeah,
No,
same
that-
thing. Cockroach rat.
No, I'm just saying it's a living hell to think that when you die, you might be like the air conditioner.
Okay.
The air
I
conditioner.
just don't understand where you get that from.
I think you're thinking too hard about this movie.
Chris
thinking
Chris
too
Geiger
hard about it.
Chris Geiger in the chat says it's a baby blanket. Get it?
Blanket is a
Yes,
he's a baby
yes,
blanket.
I understand.
I think he's supposed to be a heated blanket, though. That's
Yeah,
what
he
the,
is a
that's
heated
what the little
blanket,
control,
which is used for babies. A lot.
It's
Oh,
not.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's not
I
lost.
thought you're
on
not
me,
supposed
but
to use heated blankets on babies.
no,
I
that
don't know why
blanket
he
was
was
a pain in the ass.
I don't know why he was magnetized though. It's not like he was made of metal.
Maybe
well,
coils. I don't know.
Yeah,
Coil?
Heating
yeah,
heating
that's
coils.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
If he's a heating blanket in the because these are all like 1950s appliances. It came out in 87.
Yeah, it came
And
out
these are
in
he said in his words, these are vintage stuff or classic stuff. It's like the old radio, the old lamp.
Yeah. Well, that's why he talks like the radio has like a transatlantic way of talking.
Fucking John Lovett's great.
the bee's knees.
Phil Hartman's version of the air conditioner was Jack Nicholson also. He's basically doing a Jack Nicholson impression.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I thought the vacuum was supposed to be like a Clint Eastwood type character.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
He had a familiar way of talking.
You
Yeah, I
know,
was trying to figure that out as well.
did you guys used to
I
watch
didn't-
Cow and Chicken?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you guys watch I Am Weasel?
Yes.
It was
Not nearly as
Weasel
much.
and Baboon.
Yeah.
No.
The Weasel had like a very like deep baritone voice and like very well spoken and smart.
Yeah.
Same voice actor as the vacuum.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
And Cow and Chicken. Who is he?
Cow and Chicken.
Is he the
it's-
devil?
No. He's I Am Weasel is a show within Cow and Chicken.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now I remember. That's
Yeah.
all coming back.
Your baboon
all
is kicking
coming
his
back.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really weird show. But anyways, the guys have that deep baritone voice is so cool. Okay, so the songs.
Forgettable.
You don't. Each one of them felt like they were like doing a version of a popular song of that era. So like the Bee Movie, that was the one. It's a Bee Movie where they're in the recycling appliance shop, and all the crazy creatures are starting to sing together. It sounded like a Rocky Horror Picture Show type song, and they were saying this is a horror. It's a Bee horror picture show. It's like a takeoff of that. And then when they do the Worthless, it sounded like Worthless is the song in the junkyard when they're all getting tossed away.
Yeah.
That sounded a lot like almost like a Grease type of song, except for way more depressing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I guess it kind of did.
Yeah. I felt, I don't know. I thought the songs were very good.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know it was a musical going into it.
I forgot it was. I don't remember it until the memory started coming through.
Yeah.
What I will say is, yes, the songs were better than Fern Gully.
I forgot all the songs in front of it.
I did too.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Again,
but,
my bias is probably showing, but I still think the songs slap.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if slap is the right word.
They slap, okay? Tutti Frutti from Little Richard. Who else did voice the waffle iron?
But that's not from the movie.
I know. It's in the movie, though.
But yeah, I do agree with you, Pete, that like this was like definitely like the proto Toy Story because
I mean, how
when
can you not compare?
It has to be.
Except I think what Toy Story got right that the Brave Little Toaster didn't get right was the motive for the like the quote unquote master.
The motive?
Well, what's the motive of Toy Story's master?
Of Andy.
So
he just plays with the toys.
There's more sentimental value with toys, right?
It makes a lot more sense with toys for sure.
But like with the Brave Little Toaster, it's these appliances that
I think it's an anti-consumerism message. It's like, don't throw away this old stuff and buy this new trendy bullshit. Go, save the old toaster, save the old lamp. They're buy it for life pieces of media or pieces of equipment that you're going to use for the rest of your life. Buy one thermos and use it as your thermos for the rest of your life. Don't buy 25 fucking Stanley cups and put them on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I actually that's a really good point.
Also, does everything that talks or is sentient in this universe has some sort of electronic component to it, right?
Yeah, I don't know how they.
There's cars.
I mean, like
most of the cars. The cars have a battery in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little confusion on my
like. There's no
part
fork
that.
that's talking to them.
It's true.
Wooden spoon or anything.
I'm trying to think if there was anything that was non-electric that was talking.
I
guess not. I guess you're right. That's probably the component. So, Tyler, a question for you. Follow up to the
eagle eye observation.
Thank you. Very good. That's why you make the big bucks.
That's right.
So, if every creature, appliance, or whatever that's alive in this,
but also the fish talk.
Yeah, but they're just living things, though.
Yeah.
And the flower has emotions.
Yeah,
that's a sad scene.
Can the appliances communicate with the fish? Do they have the same language?
I don't think they do. They were yelling at each other, and at one point the squirrels were speaking English.
Oh yeah.
So they were kind of speaking the same language. Like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this thing here.
That was probably the best scene.
I like that scene.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I like how the mice were gonna destroy. They were
like pulling him into.
They were gonna cannibalize Blanket.
Yeah,
he was gonna be dead soon. He's like, No, they're stealing me.
Taking him in like a trapdoor spider, just like pulling him into the ground.
I do have one thing that I was confused about.
What's that? Wait, hold on. You said you were going to ask me a question. What was that?
Okay, I'll get back to it.
Okay.
Why did the Kirby go insane on the waterfall edge?
What did he go insane? Oh, like and jump off?
No, when he lost his mind, his lips started going crazy, and he like sucked up his own cord. They're like, don't let him swallow his cord. Like, don't let him swallow his tongue. He's having a seizure.
What happened right before that?
I don't know. I think they were just walking up, and either his bag was full or something, but they didn't empty his bag. And then
empty his bag.
Maybe it was just like the mist of the waterfall got in his components or something.
But then he just jumped into the water.
I know what I'm saying. I don't know why he went mad there.
I think,
also, but the dream that Toaster has, terrifying one.
Yeah,
and
evil.
The fact that they put the
cloud.
bathtub scene in there was kind of crazy.
I
was like, oh, Bo's Afraid took this.
Yeah, and the evil forks that were gonna get shoved into his slots.
Yeah, slots. And the clown.
The clown, that didn't make sense. I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, that was kind of out of place.
It was weird.
But I liked that the radio called him Slots the whole time because that's a very old timey transatlantic.
Hey, Slots.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought he called him a
Slots.
slut at one point. I can't remember which character says it, but they're like someone says some really strange line that I thought was kind of questionable. They're like, he's gonna get sucked to death.
Oh. I
was like, I want to get sucked to death.
There you go. Death by snoo snoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
death by suck.
I liked how the radio's
this is a children's movie.
Constantly referring to things that kids will not understand. Like when they're floating down the river and he sees the inflated bag of the vacuum. And he basically talks to it like it's the Moby Dick.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Oh, avast ye, the white whale, the beast from 1,000 fathoms or whatever." And he starts poking it with his antenna. And he goes, "Hey," he goes, "Oh, that's you? Oh, okay." And he climbs on top. It's like all the references from him are people that like none of the kids would, no child
in 1987.
No child would get those references. Okay, so Tyler, the question was, if all of these appliances have souls in them of past human beings, do you think that also in Toy Story?
By the logic that I just presented, yes.
Trapped by your own snake. Now you believe it. But when you watch Toy Story,
trapped by my own snake.
When you watch Toy Story the first time, do you think that? Do you think that they're all like sentient human souls that are being put into these toys as a torture device?
When I was 7 years old, yes, I was having very existential thoughts about.
What about What about Small Soldiers?
I was at 7 years old. I was having very existential thoughts in my head about the nature of the toys in Toy Story.
Well, I mean, but now is that what you think?
But that's your own head. That's your own headcanon, though.
Yeah,
that's not actually what is happening.
I don't care.
I know. That's why it's your own headcanon.
Yeah, that is. I mean, like you can apply the same logic to.
It's like it's like believing in God. It's like there is no God, but people are like, yeah, there is. I'm like, well, you can believe that, but there isn't.
Yeah.
Same with flat earthers.
I can't convince you that it doesn't exist, and you can't convince me that it does exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go.
But we all know it's not really there.
At least in Child's Play, they show the fucking chant and the voodoo of getting Damballa or whatever.
Of actually putting a soul into it. Yeah.
That's why there's all these movies and shows about God, because like, look, he's here on TV.
Yeah. Here he is. Let's believe in him some more. And then in Beauty and the Beast, it shows that the furniture items are entombed souls.
Yeah, they were cursed though.
But they specifically show them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't know where this thought came from, Tyler. I can't get over it.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I'm on board with the idea that it's a punishment from God that this lamp is cursed to live its entire life, even after its light bulb was broken. And if it's thrown into a landfill, it'll slowly decay into nothing until eventually its soul vaporizes into the ether. But why does it have to be a dead a human soul? Are we really that important to the universe that we have to be the starting point for this soul?
Maybe the humans are the ones who are cursed.
Ooh.
And the appliances are our true form.
or
there's this one shot after the whole nature bit, which was kind of creepy in its own right.
Okay.
After everything had happened, like they just did like a deadpan shot of the toaster, and like he had like bags under his eyes, and he just looked horrifically depressed.
Yeah, he was down on his luck.
And I was thinking to myself, yeah, I feel you, toaster.
I feel you, toaster.
I do want to.
I feel you, toasty.
We mentioned how everybody was kind of an asshole to each other on their journey, specifically to the blanket.
I know.
The first,
because he was a pain in the ass.
He's
that's
a baby.
why.
He's a child. But the first night, when they sleep, and he's trying to snuggle up to somebody,
I know, they're being assholes.
And Toaster's like, "Go away! I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah, I'm snuggling with someone else. I'm not the master.
Yeah, it's like, come on, he's a child. He needs that's his curse. That's his job. He has to snuggle with someone.
It is sad. I really liked the scene. I thought it was appropriate for a kids movie to teach that it's okay at some point if you're like, hey, I've been really mean to this person. Maybe I should start being nice to them. I think about that sometimes with Tyler. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop being so mean to you on the show. And then you say some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, and I'm like, nope, I cannot. I cannot. I can't not say it.
You really tested my limits.
I know.
Maybe not the dumbest, but some of the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Like maybe these appliances were once human in this children's movie.
What is that?
I like that. I like that, though. I like that theory. No, but I mean, in real life, though, have you ever been in a situation where, like, I should probably be nicer to this person? Whether it's somebody that you know tangentially you spend a lot of time with or whatever, you know, there's this weird phenomenon. Have you ever seen this in real life where you know somebody and you're like, they're a pretty nice person, you know, more or less. They don't think of them as an asshole or a bad person or whatever. And then you get to know their relationship with their family, whether that's like a child to their parents or like a man to his like girlfriend or whatever. And you see them in their home life where they're comfortable around people and you're like, they're totally assholes to their parents. Or total prick to their wife or whatever. Or husband to their or wife to their husband or whatever.
You see them in the context.
And you're like, you're nice to everybody. You're nice to me. You're nice to the coworkers. You're nice to our friends. You're nice to strangers at the, you know, you tip well at restaurants, and then you're a total dickhead to your wife.
Yeah,
it's almost like once you get too comfortable or too close to somebody that, like, the goodwill of whatever it is,
I don't have to be
wears
courteous
off.
or generous or nice or mindful or kind to people who have been in my life for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's almost like,
but to the stranger,
yeah,
I'm gonna be as polite as fuck.
It's
so very... you think this movie was like trying to like teach that lesson?
I think in that one small scene when Toaster just decides to start being nicer to Blanket, and the Lampy says, you know, I'm just trying to figure out why. What's the ulterior motive? Why are you trying to be nice to him all of a sudden? And he's Toaster's just like,
what are you, gay for him?
I don't know what the undertone.
Come on, it's Pride Month.
Yeah, and on Pride Month too.
The first day.
The first day.
Tyler's starting the Pride Month off on the right foot. No, but you know, he's saying that, and then Toaster's just like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm meaner to him than I should, and I don't like it, and I want to try to be nicer.
Yeah,
I think that's a good message. It's never too late to just be like, you know what? I've been kind of an asshole for all these years. I'm going to try to be a nicer person.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I know somebody who I've worked with in the past that's like that, and it's like, hey, man, you know, you seem like a different person now. I haven't talked to you in a few years, but you seem like a different person now. And he's just like, yeah, realized being an asshole wasn't doing me any good. So I tried to lighten up a little bit, and life's better now. I'm like, that's a really cool message. So
yeah, that is a good message. I just don't think the Toaster was brave at all. Like
he sacrificed his body
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end.
It's also his idea to go out there in the first place.
It was the vacuum. It was Kirby who was the brave one.
Why? Because he was pulling them?
Because he jumped off a cliff.
He
I will say that scene right there, when like he drops everybody and then he backs up, it like stays on that shot for like a good amount of time.
Yeah, he's thinking.
And then, but you don't see him. It's just you see the edge of the cliff, and it's like 15 seconds, 20 seconds go by, maybe a little too long, where it's like, what's happening here? And then he just yeets himself. I was like, oh, okay, that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
He yeets himself.
I like the editing on that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of creative editing in the animation. I mean, there's weird perspective angles. There's almost like fisheye lens animated styles.
I know
still scenes. I don't know. I felt like it was a better movie than it had any right to be, and I'm just sad it didn't work well for you guys. Not disappointed, but I wish that you saw what I saw, because I finished it this morning and was like on a high after I was done. I'm like, fuck it. It's just as good as I remember. If
I started
not better.
making love to my toaster.
Yeah, I did. I picked it up. I was like, oh, you red piece of shit, Oster, Bed Bath & Beyond, outcast piece of crap toaster that I've had for 10 years.
I started cleaning all of my appliances, started petting them, treating them well, just in case they become alive someday.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, after talking about it now, like, I think I was a little bit too harsh on it, because
it's a kid's movie after all.
Yeah, you don't like kids movies, so maybe that's why.
No, that's not true. It's just, I think it's fun to, because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's fun to, like, trash on this movie. It's easy to like. Just,
hey, don't hold back just because of me. I mean, I didn't make the movie. It's just part of my childhood.
No, I'm not holding back. But
all I'm saying, I just popped myself in the mouth.
Oh, okay.
All I'm saying is, if you don't like this movie, you hate my childhood. Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
you hate me and every part of my fiber.
Oh, really? Wow!
This movie created me. Without Brave Little Toaster, I wouldn't be here. I would have. I would have harakiri'd many years ago.
But I think the vacuum cleaner was Kirby was he was the brave little toaster in this movie. Because when I wanted to bring up this point when we were talking about the cliff scene, he was like, okay, they're done for. I'm just gonna go back to the cottage and just live the rest of my days. But he had like that moral struggle, like internal moral struggle. And so at the very last minute, he decided, you know what? Even though I'm afraid of heights, even though I hate these pieces of shit, I'm going to go save them. And he, not once, but twice, he saves
Was it established that he had fear of heights?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I was trying to think maybe that's why he went crazy on the cliff edge there.
I mean, that's what I inferred. Like,
I honestly don't even remember that.
Yeah, it was a weird. He had like a seizure, and then remember the toaster had to push him back around, back and forth, like making a fish swim through the water after it's like suffocated.
Yeah. So maybe he just needed to do his chores. I don't know. He was having withdrawals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I thought he was the bravest person of them all. Like, and I think he was.
I like how he called Blanket an old rag at one point.
Oh my god!
The insults to these people,
you're just an old rag.
I gotta say too, the writing of the dialogue is fun because at one point, Toaster is talking to Lampy, and he's asking him why he I think it's at the same scene when he's asking him why he wants to be nice. Mm-hmm. He says, "I don't know. I just feels like a warm piece of bread." And he's giving him analogies that only a toaster would think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know, like it helps. It makes me feel like I'm lit up inside. He goes, "Oh, I get that." As he's talking to the lamp.
Relatable.
Yeah. And he goes,
tell me about it.
Yeah, because they can only relate within their own context of their own tortured soul that they are confined into. Yeah.
The vessel of lamp.
Yeah, the vessel. That's what I'm thinking of.
So I just want to confirm this.
Okay.
Was the car battery that they took, was that for them to have electric for themselves?
Yeah, That was. For,
it wasn't like a means of transportation or anything.
So they need to be charged up, plugged in.
So the Kirby is a self-propelling vacuum to be able to move forward and not have to like walk the entire way. They're basically using Kirby as a car, and the battery is powering him.
Kirby fully loaded.
Yeah,
but like the lamp though, it seemed like he didn't have to like plug into like the car battery. Neither did the toaster or
that's
anything.
a continuity error.
Yeah, it is.
Also, at the same. Good job, Tyler, taking down this beloved childhood
it
classic
is.
of mine.
Writers, Joe Rampt.
Yeah, piece of shit. Also, the TV somehow is on a channel that doesn't exist, and the humans don't realize it.
And there's like a human inside of it.
Yeah, there's a human soul. Maybe that's the one that's actually cursed.
Oh,
because there's a humanoid thing in there.
It's like a Cenobite. When he turns into a Cenobite, he just is forced to do the same thing he's done for his whole life.
I like his pitch of trying to like really sell the junkyard as a place to get a used car.
The guy goes, "Yeah, you could. This doesn't really look a place I could get a used lamp from. I guess I'll wander around the junkyard though."
Yeah. And
that giant magnet was menacing though.
Why was it out for them? I understand that.
I know. I thought
they're the ones that got away.
It would have been more sympathetic.
No,
was it getting paid to do it?
He's a serial killer who was forced into that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's Charles Lee Ray from Child's Play. Instead of in a doll, he's in a magnet.
Yeah, because no one's controlling the magnet.
It's sentient.
Yeah, it's just doing it on its own.
No,
Imagine running a junkyard. We don't have to pay somebody to run your magnet.
Yeah,
pure profit, baby.
Oh god.
They just like inherit it, and they think, "Oh, wow! I never noticed that my magnet blinks."
Yeah, it blinks.
This toaster has a face.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say?
He crunches his body in the gears. It's weird. It's interesting that you don't see his face because he just jumps into the gears and his body gets crushed.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Does the character have a name? The master have a name?
Master.
I always thought I imagined it would have been like James or Jimmy.
He somehow manages.
He looks like a Jimmy
to fix that toaster and get every single dent out to make it as smooth as it was before.
Yeah. I think
unrealistic.
I think that the reality is that he probably replaced the chrome components, the mirrored exterior finish.
And then his super hot girlfriend is like, "Why don't you just get a new one?"
Yeah. Also, pioneers of interracial relationships in this movie.
Oh yeah,
1987.
How was that? How was that?
Was she Cuban?
Relationship.
She was either the black or Latino or something like that.
Oh, from
pretty
Brazil.
dark skin.
Well, I will have to say
Pushing
the guy
boundaries.
Rob is the master's name actually. I guess.
Rob. Okay, I guess he looks like a Rob too. The guy who collects all of the appliances in the forest definitely was burying a body.
Burying a body?
Yeah.
Or he ate it.
He was a serial killer for sure.
Oh, okay.
For sure. Who is going out into the middle of the forest and then just happens upon
appliances?
A vacuum cleaner.
Well, he found a radio. He found a radio in the mud, and then he pulled it out, and he said, just like Sid from Toy Story again. All right, double prizes.
Mm-hmm.
He was burying a body.
He got Buzz Lightyear and a stupid cowboy doll.
I think he was the inspiration for the Yellow King, to be honest.
I don't know what that is.
The True Detective. It's a True Detective reference.
All right, I'm muting your mic.
No, you're not.
Muted. Now I can't even hear you talking because you're not even in the same room. I can't even hear if you're saying anything because you're muted. All right, you're back. Why does it always come back to True Detective, Tyler?
He just wants it to relate to everything to relate to it somehow.
Okay. This is like his it's the new Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark out. True Detective in.
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched Golden Girls?
Not in a while.
I remember that used to be your bit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you eating right now?
Mm-hmm.
You realize we're recording a show right now.
What is that? Bowl of chili with cornbread? What is that?
No, I had.
We have a break for a reason between the shows.
It was just a little small piece of prosciutto.
You've been eating it the whole time. I've been watching you, but I didn't comment on it until now. You're talking with your mouth full.
I wasn't talking with my mouth full. Come on.
This is good stuff. Anyways, Tyler, go ahead and give your grade.
So after discussing it, like Thanos said about his daughter, maybe I treated you too harshly. And I believe I treated the brave little toaster too harshly.
All right.
So I'm going to give this a solid B now. I might have to update my letterbox grade. But yeah, it had a lot of things that I laughed at, but not because of the content of because of the content of the movie, but because like I conjure up like these weird scenarios about movies like these that deal with like sentient appliances and stuff like that. I do think that you brought up a good point about the lesson of not like treating people so harshly once you've been treating them harshly. I thought that was a really great point. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a solid. It has now been bumped up to a solid B from me.
From a C- to a solid B.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch? Did you watch it alone?
Yeah. Who else would you watch it with?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
His good friend who recommended.
Wait. Say that again. Say it like.
I said,
you didn't. You liar.
Why do you lie? Why do you lie so much, Tyler? Just tell the truth. See, when you lie, you have to remember your lies, and then you have to refer back to your lie
to keep track.
and keep track of it.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
True.
So who'd you watch it with?
A friend.
A fan of the show.
Oh, okay.
The same good, very close friend.
You're dipping your toes into our fans now? You get involved with our fans?
You're not supposed to dip your pen
or
in
is
the company ink.
Your fans getting involved with us?
Yeah, solid B. For Brave Little Toaster.
All right, you watch it with your groupie who told you it's a bad movie, and now your true friends tell you it's a good movie. Actually, just the one. Tyler Joseph doesn't say it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. But
I'm just confused why the swing is so far, and it made to me. I'm thinking maybe you were watching with someone else
because of the discussion.
bagging on it the whole time.
I've said it time and time again. Every time my grade can change after a discussion with you fellas, and that's exactly the scenario right now. I mean, I don't know how much more I can explain it.
Your life is a mystery to me.
Why is my life a mystery to you?
You're one of my best friends, and I still have no idea about
who you are.
Yeah, exactly. So much of your life.
Yes, you're doing.
And you prefer that way. You want to be shrouded in mystery.
The night.
All right, Joseph, give us a grade.
Well, since Tyler gave it a B, I have to give it a higher grade.
Wait, what?
You liked it better than Tyler? Give him a lower grade.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just give it a good B plus. I mean, solid movie, definitely solid movie for kids. I think to be entertained by. There's I do definitely think there's a little bit of a dark element at times, some imagery, and assumptions that wouldn't be made by a kid because they wouldn't know about a toaster in a bathtub. But it was not. I had no expectations going to this. So
okay.
I just knew it was a movie for kids, and I should kind of judge it based on that. And yeah, it's perfectly fine. I don't think I would ever revisit it. There's nothing calling me back. I would rewatch Toy Story over this, but also I haven't come back to Toy Story in a really long time. So
yeah, I feel like that too. I feel like I have really fond memories of the whole Toy Story series, and I just really don't have a desire to go back to it.
Yeah, and I haven't even gone back to see the newer ones, or I guess the newer one. Yeah, but yeah, B+.
All right, I got to go with an A on this. Like part of me, like as soon as I was finished with it, I'm like, this is a perfect movie, A+, 5 stars. And then I was like, okay, easy there. Your bias is showing, Pete. let your childhood breathe a little bit. And it's definitely the cracks show in some of the animation, but I think the bold choices in the art direction of the animation, the way that the shots are framed, very sharply drawn characters. There's a smart aleck that nobody really likes, the radio that's part of the group. There's the old grumpy bastard, which most people like, but he doesn't like them. In Kirby, little kind of half-brained, sweetheart in Blanky. The Toaster's the Mario character. He's the nondescript, non-very specific character that's like kind of like the main core of the group. And then Lampy, who's a little bit of a dope,
like a
little bit of a wisecracker, but not as annoying as the radio. I don't know. I think it's just like there's a lot to love here. I think the songs are really well executed. It teaches some good lessons, and it does not shy away from the macabre. Because man, there's some shit there that you're like, God damn, this.
Yeah, I know.
Poor Pete. Poor. It's like a cross between Toy Story and Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey.
Right.
I don't know. I love this movie. I can't. I want to like watch it again. So it felt like a warm hug watching it again on a VHS tape in my old retro room. It was just like old times. So fun. Okay, that's it for the Brave Little Toaster. Let's get on to the Wheel of Destiny.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right, Brave Little Toaster's off the wheel. Now we have a replacement. I've already erased it, and I've already replaced it. I'm going to put Monster Squad on the wheel.
It's an 80s movie.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen it. Never seen it.
Wow.
Heard good things. Always been on my list for a long time.
I've seen it once.
I heard something about like you get to see werewolf dick in it or something like that. Maybe that's Wolf Cop.
That's Wolf Cop.
Maybe this also has werewolf balls in it.
It
or
might.
something.
I don't remember.
You seen it?
I've seen it.
Tyler, you like this movie? Sounds like you like this movie.
Yeah, I have seen this movie, and also I love the band Monster Squad as well.
I don't think I know any of their songs.
It's a punk band.
Cool. So I kind of
name one song.
I don't know. I haven't
Fake
listened to them
fan.
They sing the Monster Mash. Yeah, I've never seen it before, and it's just been on my list forever. And a lot of people that I respect their movie opinions say it's fantastic.
Song.
So we'll see. You can't even name one Monster Mash song?
No, Monster Squad.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing. All right.
I haven't listened to them since my childhood.
Love the band. Can't name a single song. Or album. Or member of the band. Or genre.
I already said the genre.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Recapping the wheel. I got Monster Squad from Pete. The Iron Claw from Tyler. American History X, which has been on for fucking ever, from Tyler.
Is that the oldest one?
Yeah, that's the oldest one. Dune Part 1 and Part 2 from Joseph. Notting Hill from Joseph. A Very Long Engagement from Binge Lord Dan. Stanford Prison Experiment from Jack. And a Mute from Pete. All right. Here we go.
Nervous.
We're going to watch next week.
I don't know why I'm nervous.
Spin it. A little bit longer spin.
Oh, do good spin. Ding.
A Very Long Engagement.
A Very Long Engagement.
Binge Lord Dan.
What is this?
Well, I mean, I guess it's good that we're
Binge
getting
Lord.
I guess it's good that we're getting a classmates pick on.
Yeah, it's good.
What is this movie?
A Very Long Engagement. Let's see here. 2004 movie, categorized as war and romance, 2 hours, 13 minutes. Not as very long as I expected. 7.6 on IMDb. Synopsis says, tells the story of a young woman's relentless search for her fiancé who has disappeared from the trenches of the Somme during World War I. Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
It's a French movie?
Yeah. I know this director's name. I don't know anything about him, though. Oh, he directed Amelie and Delicatessen and The City of Lost Children. Okay, that's the guy. I like
This
Amelie.
should be. Yeah, I liked Amelie as well.
And Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, he did Alien Resurrection too.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Let's see what other stuff he's directed. Big Bug from 2022.
Big Bug. Netflix
Big
movie.
Bug.
Is it?
That's what it says. Netflix original.
Yeah, looks like a bunch of people got shrunk down in this. All right. Anyways, Binge Lord Dan, well, I'll reach out to you on Twitter. He comments a lot on the show, and he usually has. I think Binge Lord Dan was one of the first after Dylan. I think Dylan coined the "do better" phrase. Was it Dylan?
Maybe.
Yeah. No, it was Dylan.
It wasn't Gossip Girl.
No, Gossip Girl's much later. But Binge Lord Dan is on the do better train, but he also is on the train of when you do better, Tyler. He recognizes it, so he's a Tyler fan.
Awesome, thank you.
Guess who else is a Tyler fan? Right here.
Aww.
Big fan.
Thank you.
All right.
Even after all these years.
Oh yeah, of course. I would be doing this show still with you if I wasn't a fan. I'd be like, oh, I gotta go to the goddamn show again with this fucking asshole. Joseph, you got anything?
No.
Tyler, you got anything?
I do not.
All right. Thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather Sachs, Ryan, Corbin, and Chris. And if you want to support us on the Patreon, hit us up at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass. But if you watch on the YouTube live or on the later released episodes on YouTube, that works just as well. So until next time, thank you for joining us as we gab and chatter this week. We talk about The Brave Little Toaster. Follow us next week as we watch A Very Long Engagement from Binge Lord Dan, Patreon member. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and leave us a voicemail. Why don't you at 209-730-6010?
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC, on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
Alrighty, we'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
See ya.
Cutting edge. Cutting.
Huh?